crash.
quickly disconnect.
All right.
It's just chat roulette.
It can be.
Why do we have 2 Collins?
Why does everyone... Whoa, 2 Collins.
What?
Oh, can barely handle one.
Dude, my mind is...
We're live.
Handle it, Sheriff.
No, dude.
Control room. Okay.
What's going on, YouTube? This is the Forgotten Legion. Actually, this is most of the Forgotten Legion and some of the Houston guys. I don't know. Do y'all have a gaming club? Do y'all call yourself something?
Ryan.
You call yourselves Ryan?
Ryan is Ryan.
Ryan and Colin.
Yeah.
These are Ryan's
We're
and
fine.
so
It's a work in progress title.
Oh.
Welcome to the big...
I don't know what's going on right now.
Just stay quiet.
Wow, just think what I could do with that flow.
oh god. So we fell out.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. Talking to me, I was like, oh.
We did crash the server.
Wow. I really thought Google could handle this, but we were mistaken.
No, that was totally my fault trying to get into my job.
It knows exactly what I'm searching for, but it can't handle us all in one group chat.
No.
So yeah, shut up. All right, so I guess in this case I guess you want to go and like introduce yourselves. Yeah, we can introduce everybody in the room.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, I'm Michael. Y'all hear my voice all the time on the actual YouTube channel. I'm the I'm the Michael that introduces himself.
MC Michael, if you will.
MC
Michael.
We're in my house. And
He's
Jesus.
the silky voice of the Forgotten Legion.
No, that's. And we got Josh right here. We got
The younger, sexier brother. This is Zach.
Nice.
and this is my buddy Sam.
Yep.
You probably hear about him in the long webcast. It's
You do.
yeah. Yeah, he came down to visit, so he's part of the webcast.
Had to be a part of it.
All right. So then you got Pretty.
What's up, guys?
You got Colin.
Hey guys, great to be here.
You got Jay.
Hey, everybody.
You got Jake.
He looks very angry.
I just realized what I was doing, so it made me very angry.
I'm wondering, like, if y'all can y'all see like what I'm pointing? Like, does this go to Jake?
No.
No.
Looks like you're pointing at your dong.
I made mine too.
We got Bridges, the favorite of them all.
What's up, guys?
All right, Chris, kick us off.
All right, guys. Well, we'll jump right into it. Today is the rollout of our new format. And right out, we're going to talk about what we've been up to, workbench and a little hobby progress. So I'll kick it off. Just came out of South Texas in Flames, played my Mechanicum, been playing them for a while now, and now it is time to focus on the word bearers. So I got my word bearers assembled, all the troops and characters, and starting on some paint schemes for my tacticals. That's kind of where I'm at now. And the hope is to have them ready for Adepticon.
So, I mean, you say hope for Adepticon, but I think we've kind of like established that March 12th is going to be Stiff 2, right?
Oh yeah, Stiff 2 is going to be March 12th. It would be nice if I had them ready by then, but no promises.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt something real quick, but I just thought this would be funny for Pretty. So I was looking up Forgotten Legion on YouTube, and I was like, man, why the fuck can't I find it? And then I remembered www.redneckmulletfights.com, and I didn't have to search for anything else. That was for you, Pretty.
Yeah, that's our alternate URL.
No, that's the primary.
Music 30K, Texas 30K, and redneckmulletfights.com.
Yeah. You can see how they go together.
Real easy to remember.
It's the same
But,
thing, basically.
Yeah, and I've ordered my word bearer vehicles, so those are on the way. And I don't know, we'll see if they're ready for South Texas in Flames 2. Then that'd be awesome. But something tells me I'm going to be working up to the last minute to get them ready just to go to Adepticon. So we'll see.
That's sweet. Like, what do you got right now? Like, what are you ready to work on?
Right now I'm working on my Tactical Marines. I've got my first, the red coat down. I figured out the the recipe, if you will, that I was using on it. So I'm in a good place with it. So now I've just got to do that on like 30 more guys.
Oh,
So,
God. And that's,
yeah.
that's a lot of Cath Marines, right?
Yeah, so my tacticals for this will be Calth Marines with the Wordbearer upgrades from Forge World. So those will be mixed liberally in there. So you'll probably see 30%, 40% maybe true Calth. The rest is going to have the upgrades on them.
Oh, that's good.
You got to drill them barrels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've already been getting out my
Half-headed.
drill bits, and this is a first for me. I normally I haven't put anything on armatures, but this time I got my wine corks out. I've got little brass rods. I've got everybody drilled into the feet and sitting on brass rods to ease the painting a little bit. So, trying some new tactics on my painting.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I could show you guys. So bear with me.
Like Martha Stewart.
See, there you go. So that's a true Calth Marine, but haven't really gone this far into the painting setup before, so this is kind of new for me. But I read it makes things easier, so we'll see.
And now, Chris, are you going to do the Rite of War for the Word Bearers? Basing it off of that?
I'm starting off kind of what I did with my Mechanicum. I'm building a large enough force that I can do the traditional Rite of War, or I can alternate and do one or two other types of Rites of War. But I do want to run demons with them, but for Adepticon I can't, so I'm not really looking at that right at this moment.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I was just wondering, that's how I start usually. Generally, that's how I've been starting. Like, I've been doing the Emperor's Children after Stiff.
Mm-hmm.
And I basically just went with, well, I want to use Eidolon, so I was like, well, you know what, I could do their specific Rite of War, and then I could do the Pride of the Legion and just kind of splinter off from there.
Yeah, that's definitely a good way to go. I do suffer from a little bit of ADD. I see a model that looks cool and I'll buy it, and before you know it, I've got a whole pile of models that maybe won't all work together. So then I have to figure out what to do with them.
Oh, right on.
Sweet. Who else got something working on right now? Josh, what are you working on?
Yeah, I was starting to work on the world eaters. I got me a couple of contingents coming. I got a Karn for Christmas, which was a great gift. Wasn't expecting it, but I think little birdies talk and kind of hinted at, hey, check this out. So I got me a Karn Bloody. You know, I played against the world eaters against Ryan at South Texas and Flames. And so I was kind of impressed, and plus the Sworn Battle Brothers, the Iron Warriors, so hopefully it can make it work or find some cool combos to work work together.
Definitely. That's a great legion for you. They're kind of like orcs.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, dudes with chain axes.
Right.
Run that way and hope people don't bring flyers.
I do have lightning coming, so I'm kind of excited to paint that up.
Oh, was that? Oh, you got a lightning?
There it is.
This exact lightning right here.
Also, he drops it.
What about you, Zach? What you got?
Well, I've been trying to round out the Death Guard for Adepticon, but I'm always itching to try something else out. So I was tossing it around, thinking about waiting on the new book, but I guess I just got too itchy, and then actually I discovered that the War Master himself was still available for Adepticon. So
actually, as of this broadcast, because you told everybody.
No, he's claimed, and so I'll be taking. I started Sons of Horus.
Oh, nice.
Started the Sons of Horus and started to work them out. I like that they're also Sworn Brothers with the Death Guard. They work well together. Working with their Rite of Wars, like specializing in the spear tip and dropping down drop pods. I kind of want to try that out, and I'm got a challenge ahead of me trying to get that green down. But so Horus is coming in, and then I got an unopened Cath box also sitting at the top. So I'm start looking into some vehicles, maybe another Spartan or something like that, and get that started. I still got Death Guard on the table though. I got like a ton of tactical support squads sitting there. I got a Fellblade and Fire Raptor just sitting there ready to go. So I mean, I got plenty on my plate, but I'm a test it out. I like to diversify, and then I'll make the decision. I guess probably right before we go.
Yeah, that color on those Sons of Horus, man, that's just a beautiful, beautiful color.
You know, Zach, with the Sons of Horus, if you find a green that you don't like, and you could always go first company and go with the black color scheme if you wanted to. I know one of the guys in Houston's doing that. He's going first company with just Starin and Reavers for his Sons of Horus list.
No, that's true.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All first company.
That would be the route I would go.
Especially if you're going to run a Baden or Malagursa Twisted, who makes Reavers troop choices. So that's just one thing to think about.
Cool, thanks.
And I think they're actually the only Legion who are Sworn Brothers with Death Guard, so that's a smart choice to do them.
Night Lords are Sworn Brothers with them.
Are they too? Okay.
Yeah, but Death Guard aren't Sworn Brothers with Night Lords.
Yeah.
Get the book.
Get the book.
That's the only one that's Sworn Brothers with Night Lords.
So, Zach, are you going to try the Forge World, the actual spray for that green color?
Yes, I got those ordered.
Nice.
The spray!
Taste.
Not the spray!
No, not that spray.
No, I do got the airbrush coming in, the Sons of Horus green and the Lupercal green. I got them both coming in.
Okay, nice.
Waiting for me by the time I get there. So hopefully that makes it a lot easier. I'm still kind of working out the kinks with airbrushing in general, but from what I've seen on the internet, that looks like it's probably going to be not too much of a pain in the dick to get going. So.
I don't know, man. Like after seeing Jay's army, looking at the metallic green. Like one of the, I almost want to because man, Jay's army looks so good with that blue, that metallic. That man, I've actually looked at other avenues to do like a metallic green or something around those lines, but world eaters. But I mean, still, I mean, the idea of doing just a beautiful army like that is so tempting.
Yeah, for those that maybe haven't seen Jay's army, what he's talking about, if you'll go to our South Texas 30K Facebook group, and you can see pictures of Jay's Alpha Legion from our last event, and then he's posted some work in progress on there, so check it out. So, Michael, what are you working on, man?
Actually, I think right now I still have my Leviathan coming in.
Ooh.
Some Graviton cannons, and I have a bunch of Marines that I need to assemble. I've been like playing with that. I still have those Mordathan, the actual Forge World Mordathan models that I still need to assemble and work out. So those have to go together. The last game that I just played I ran Seekers instead. So I'm thinking I'm going to make a squad of Seekers because that precision strike is pretty cool.
Do they work really good for you?
Yeah, they did. Well, being able to put them in a drop pod with combi flamers is a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah, they have like preferred enemy infantry as well, or everything.
I think it's preferred.
They pick a target, don't they?
Yeah, they you pick a target at the beginning of the game, but they always have precision strike.
That's pretty awesome.
So being able to like murk a sergeant or something.
Special weapon out of the squad.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do y'all think about precision strike flamers? Does that sound right to you?
That sounds fucking legit, right?
Right. The flamer just pinpoints its flamers.
So you turn the nozzle and then
You get the special nozzle.
You get a fine little. You shoot underneath the guy's leg to hit the other guy.
I'm just picturing they've got one of those. It's like one of the bug sprayers you get at Tractor Supply. You've got the little nozzle that they're twisting, like, ooh, let me just change this nozzle out. Put the little narrow nozzle on there.
That's exactly what Seekers do. So yes, they put on their precision nozzle. They pick a sergeant and they clean them out.
I carry my precision nozzle with me.
Especially
24/7.
when you're getting like, especially when you're getting like 30 plus shots on a unit. It's like I want all 30, or I rolled 6s on 20 of those. I want 20 shots on that sergeant.
Just trying to look out, sir, them all. Then Phil, 2 blood.
It's almost like we got into the WAAC Off segment a little bit early.
Hey, those Seekers, man.
Can't control myself.
So yeah, that's what I'm working on. Just getting. I'm ready to get that Leviathan through. Already got his drop pod ready. Sorry, Colin.
So would that be a dreadnought drop pod that you're referring to?
The Contemptor doesn't fit in it, so I don't know how the Leviathan's gonna fit in it. It'll look cool. So yeah, those are what I'm working on. I'll have those ready by Stiff 2. Definitely Adepticon.
Cool. Bridges, what do you got going on?
Finishing up my Night Lords. I have I ordered some of the upgrade packs along with the Night Lancer that I have coming.
You got that Ambulance drop pod, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I got to put that together.
Drop pod off the field.
I thought the Fire Raptor was bad, but like I said, like I discovered at Stiff, it was not. No, that's a work in progress itself. That's one sitting on a shelf, frustrated. But no, I've been working on my Night Lords and I'm finishing it up, and I got I have my Emperor's Children that I'm also working on, and they're primarily Betrayal at Cal Marines, but I use a bunch of them, convert them into jump Marines to go with Eidolon, because him in a jump pack is probably like the way to go. So I'll go work with that and see how I can figure out put the Thoracic Lancer in there.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at your hobby talk. I'm just laughing at what popped up on the screen. The redneck bullet fights.
I was before he was 10.
Yeah, but that's about it. Not really much else.
All right, Jay, what you got going, man?
Right now, I got some tactical Marines. I gotta finish putting together. I think I'm gonna turn them into assault Marines. I got a bunch of chain blades and pistols and stuff, and try to do probably a 20-man blob for them.
Ooh.
See how those will work.
For your alphas?
Yeah. I'll try to knock out 20 of those guys, and still got 2 boxes of Calth. I just picked up the second box. I don't know what I'm going to do with those yet.
Yeah, I think the Calth box is just like, we need another one, and another one, and another one. I don't know when it stops.
And then
I haven't put them together to see how the difference, once I put one, to see what they look like against the resin guys. But if they look bad, then I'm going to have to start a new Legion.
They're a little tubby. They're a little bit tubbier.
Their legs are thicker for sure, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, if you're looking to mix them, that might be a concern. That's kind of why I was like, well, starting word bearers, they can just be all my tacticals. That way it'll all run the same all the way through as far as the legs and the arms go.
Yeah, it's crazy. I still got like 76 resin Mark IVs that I haven't used yet. Yeah. So I don't know why I bought another box, but hey, might as well.
my Betrayal account for those resin ones.
I know. I'm gonna tell you, it looks really different. So I'll trade you if you're not embarrassed.
Yeah. No, we don't want a snob laughing at you.
Yeah. Well, I'm too lazy to drill the guns, so I'm probably going to order some from Forge World.
Well, okay, so if you order guns, what are you going to do? Because the fist is actually molded into the handle on the Calth box.
Same on the new guns now for Forge World. They have the handle on them.
True. Okay, good point.
They've got some chargers like that.
Yeah.
Well, hell, then maybe I'll just order some guns in, because I really wasn't looking forward to drilling barrels either. Something to consider.
Yeah, and I still got some Night Lords I started. Need to work on those. Now that I've seen how they play, since I got to play against Bridges, now I know what they can do. They're a badass army.
Yeah, they're pretty slick.
As long as you got some bikes.
Some bikes and Conrad Kurz, that's all you need.
Yeah.
All right.
Terror squads.
All right. Jake, what you got going on, man?
I need to finish my world leaders. That's my main. I've been too busy to do anything, so got a couple weeks off. I'm going to try and finish my world leaders as fast as possible so I can play. I haven't played in, I don't know, maybe 6 months now. So it's eating at me.
Yeah, I bet, man. You got to try to get ready and make it to a Stiff 2?
The only problem with Stiff 2 is it's in the middle of a festival that I'm a director for a festival called RxSM in Austin, and it's March 12th, 13th, and 14th this year. So, yeah. Found that out yesterday, so I was like, man, fuck!
Just tell them to move the festival. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Move it. Change dates.
Hey, y'all, I need to play Warhammer, so y'all are going to have to move this festival. Sure, they'll understand.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they're very understanding people.
Yeah, but they're not. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to at least play. I mean, that's my main focus right now is getting my shit together so that I can actually play. Because I haven't played in a while. The morning that Michael left to South Texas, I don't really remember anything but like trying to walk. And he walked into my room and was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, I don't even know what I said. And then I just went back to bed. It was like after an 18-hour day. But it looked like a lot of fun. Seemed like y'all had a lot of fun. Hopefully I'll get to one of them eventually. But until then, I'm just gonna fucking play here as much as I can.
Heck yeah, man! Get your dudes ready and let us know. We'll throw down.
Yeah. Oh, I want to throw down. I got a lot of revenge to give to people.
Colin, what do you got, man?
Well, for my Def Guard, I actually picked up 8 Legion Outrider bikes, the Forge World Mark IV ones, and I outfitted them with the plasma guns because, I mean, you gotta do something with them besides just bolters of Ryan. But I was noticing with the Def Guard Rite of War, the Reaping, you get move through cover. So with my bikes, I can use them with move through cover and not have to worry about dangerous terrain tests, even though I'll only get to have 1 unit of them. But I mean, whatever fast stack choices I'm gonna run.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. So something new to try out for my Def Guard. And for my Mechanicum, I actually picked up 3 of the Vorax Automata to test them out, since they now have options for poison ammunition for their rotor cannons.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're actually worth taking now.
Yeah, you got to let me know, man. I've got a unit of them, and I've played them with the old rules, but I haven't played them with the updated rules. The old rules, they weren't worth it, in my opinion.
Could be that clutch unit now with that poison going on.
Yeah, it could be.
Poison in the game right now.
Well, yeah, being able to wound on a 4-up, and then they get, well, I don't remember exactly how many shots they get per rotor cannon, but it adds up if you run 6 of those guys.
So, Colin, is that you have a Mechanicum army list? Is that, or is Death Guard just your primary thing, and then you have allies?
I think he just dropped out.
We lost Colin. We lost him.
He just dropped out. Yeah. Oh no, not again.
He's gonna come back in like 3 screens again.
Keep multiplying.
Oh well.
It's pretty accurate, man.
What's that, Josh?
I said I got a question. I'm looking through I got the red book, the book, the 3rd red book, the Mechanical red book.
The Tugmata.
And they have like the Anvilist, not the Anvilist. They have the Avenger, and they have the what is that other little piece of crap?
Lightning.
The Arvis lighter.
Yeah, the
Arvis.
The Arvis. Can a Legion take those, or is it just Mechanicum specific?
It's going to depend on what's opened up in the Legion. I know the Arvis is, I think, Mechanicum specific, or it can be used in Solar. But I don't know that the Legions can use them.
I think the rule says as long as it doesn't have a 30k equivalent, doesn't it? You can use it in that orbital strike wing. So I mean, you'd have to use it as a Lord of War.
Yeah, true. The cool thing with the Arvis, which I'm thinking about picking one up and trying it with my Mechanicum, is you can deep strike with it. So deep strike a unit of Myrmidon Destructors in a backfield. That could be ugly.
Just what they need.
Think about that.
I thought about it.
Speaking of the WAAC Off.
Asshole.
Yeah.
Right. Junky little Arvis just.
The flying Torox, exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
It's a chubby little butterfly one, right?
Yeah, it's a chubby little butterfly.
Yeah. But no, that's kind of my thought with it. But yeah, I think Michael's right. With if you take the orbital strike wing, you could take 1 to 3 of anything that doesn't already have an equivalent for your Legion. So
if it's in Aeronautica,
yeah,
Imperial Legion or Imperial Armor Aeronautica.
Okay.
Which I think you should have that book, right?
Yeah, I have the book. Yeah. I got that.
First edition.
It's like signed with gold leaf. You got it for 50 cents.
Yeah.
There's Colin. Colin's back.
Yeah.
I did ask
that, guys.
Dropped off. I was wondering if the Mechanicum is that. Do you have a full? How many points of Mechanicum do you have, or are you just using them as allies right now, or?
I've actually got about, I think, a little over. I think I've finally pushed over to the full 2,000 points mark with them. I've got about 8 Castellix, the Vorax now, Thanatar, a couple vehicles, and a bunch of Thalax. With the actually, I'm probably close to 2,500 now. With the I recently converted up some Ursarax, and 6 of those guys is like 350 points easy. So, but I'm looking forward to trying them out because the one time I test ran them in a game, they tore up Simon's Ultramarines.
Yeah, those Ursarax are no joke.
Mm-hmm.
8 wounds apiece. 21 shots at their buttholes.
Don't forget they didn't do too bad against Pretty either. They kind of wrecked his.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oof. Oof.
I bet I'll never leave home without that 25-point abeyant upgrade now.
Yeah, that makes a world of difference. Well, since you brought up one of our stiff games, let's go ahead and we can jump right in and start talking about that.
Hey, you left out Sam.
Oh, sorry. Well, I can't see him. I see like his chair.
Michael
there he is.
blocking him.
I'm hiding. I don't have a whole lot going on right now. Michael's the one that really, he's everybody's junk dealer, crack dealer. So he's giving me the bug, and I got a 40K equivalent army pushing its way in, substitute. But I haven't made a move on anything for Forge World yet. I ended up with a Spartan.
Nice.
But that's about all I've got so far.
And you're playing Imperial Fist?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
I thought I might stick in Josh's cross, so
I gotta like.
Well, he likes things in his cross. So
Come on, be a Brogildorn and a Pertabro, all right?
you need those sunshades.
So
Awesome.
how many points in 40K Space Marines do you have?
I went through my bits box when we started talking about this last month, and I pulled 7,500 points of Space Marines out of my
Holy
bits.
crap.
In his bits box.
Yeah,
In his,
junk throw.
in the bits box.
It's all the stuff I don't use.
Yeah, I mean, I got a full Dark Angels army, 3 full Dark Angels armies, and half a dozen other chapters, but that's just the leftovers, man.
He's like these old things?
I guess I could turn these into Imperial
I mean, I'm not
Fist.
doing anything with them. I might as well put them. But yeah, we're going to look at probably first company with some Sigismund action.
Awesome.
Our brother.
Okay.
So
Well,
back
right,
to
man,
back
I'm
to
not
back to stiff talk.
Yeah, so we had our South Texas in Flames tournament a couple of weekends back. Overall, I think it was a pretty badass time.
Oh yeah.
So let's just go around the room. If people want to throw out a couple of thoughts, maybe a high point from one of your games or a low point. I will say the Houston guys were dominant, man. They were a force to be reckoned with.
Lance
And,
Battery, man.
Games. Like
Dude.
we didn't do so hot, guys. Against
Yeah, the Forgotten Legion. Maybe that's why we were forgotten. I don't know.
Damn.
I don't want to talk about
Man.
But I don't know, Josh. You want to kick it off? Just anything that stuck out to you?
Warhound action, because we don't hear enough about this D weapon all over the Warhound. I mean, we can't ever talk about this D weapon all over the Warhound in the first 5 seconds of match. It never comes up. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's never brought up. My brother never brings it up. I mean, it was monumental. He never brings it up. The D weapon took out the Warhound, and which was like 25% of his army in like the first.
Yeah.
He didn't even get a chance to move it. So, I mean, let's talk about that because I feel it's like one of these points that never gets brought up.
If it comes up later, we'll talk about it.
it's like hello.
What's going on, Warhound got taken out in the first 2 minutes of the game. It's like 25% of my army.
Yeah, I mean, I just met him, and
25.
that's how he introduced himself. So
25.
Yeah, with the way the missions were set up, the Houston guys were able to capture the Zone Mortalis and the macro cannon pretty quickly. They held it pretty much the entire day, and just rained death and destruction on every other table in the tournament, and was not good. And for us, for them, it was a high point, I think.
Well, I think when I realized that if I kept pretty alive and just kept that one Thalax model alive for an extra 2 turns, gave out an extra 4 orbital strikes to my teammates, it really helped. I know it helped Ryan some in his game against Josh's 2 Typhons.
Yeah.
5 lance strikes. 5 lance strikes on the same spot.
Yeah, just picture this.
I took 5 land strikes.
He pretty much, Colin wiped out 99% of my army, left a sole Thalax, and I've never had a model that wouldn't die. I would charge into him thinking surely he'll kill me because these things are not great in close combat. Oh no, I would hold my own, and then it was just ridiculous. It took
I
4 rounds?
Yeah, I rolled just bad enough to where I'd only cause a wound.
Yeah.
And then you failed your morale, you ran away, and then you rally on the board edge.
Any other game, it would have been gone, right away. So.
Yep.
So basically, for those that are listening, there was a Zone Mortalis game that had a weapon that Colin got control of and started passing out land strikes like candy. And those, in turn, helped Ryan Bridges, who was fighting Josh at the time, Night Lords versus Iron Warriors, in a game in which there's a macro cannon that, if you control, starts dishing out macro cannon shots, and basically, as you control that, you start dishing those out. So once Houston had control of that, it was no bueno for the rest of the Forgotten Legion.
Every freaking few seconds they hear, hey, you need a D-weapon shot. You need macro shot. Okay, you got one.
I'll take it.
Just handing them out like Oprah. And you get a D-weapon shot. And you get a D-weapon shot.
Just cursing Brittany from the garage. Brittany, what the fuck are you doing?
So just an overview. There was 4 4x6 tables going on at the same time, and the 4x4 Zone Mortalis game. So you had several large games. They were all 3,000 point armies pairing off, and then 750 of Zone Mortalis going on. So there were they basically just got to choose how some of the other matches were going, and they were all various missions that pretty made. So there was different ones, and their warlord got to choose how the land strikes and stuff got divvied up, and
which table it went on, and
it was a learning experience. I mean, I've seen tactics played that I've never seen before. If nothing else, that's the thing I took away from the whole experience. Was, you see angles that armies use, different players use, that playing the same group of guys, you don't get to see, because everyone's got a different tactical set. But I mean, it was pretty intense being able to see how they move their armies, how different armies. Like I've never seen a Night Lord's army, and then playing Ryan was was amazing. One, like the Nighthawker, he's creeping across the board in a group of bikes and just tearing ass all over everything. But you also see how they use the terrain and whatnot. So it was an all around from start to finish. I loved it. Great freaking day.
I feel like that. Speaking of that Kurz star that we had going on there, I feel like that needs a name. Some sort of acrobatic name.
I feel there's people that are going to be listening to this and going to be like,
Curse Star? There's a Death Star in 30K? Yeah, there certainly is. It's
the Sons of Kurz.
How about the Night Bridges of Love?
There you go. I like that one. Supply train. It's a love train just heading on its way up down field. You shoot at it, don't hurt it. But oh man, I lost more bikes to dangerous terrain than I did shooting. But I kept them away from Josh's this big old hammer burst thing. They ignored cover. I was like, oh, that's the thing that can kill me. So I had to put Kurz in front of all his hits. Brought Kurz down to like 2 wounds left. But man, that was brutal. I tell you, when I was playing Josh, that was my biggest fear was fighting against Typhons because they ignore cover. They have strength 10. They can remove my bikes in one hit. They don't feel no pain because I have the
Primus Medicae.
Yeah, but you're pretty on your team because the orbital strikes just kept knocking them out.
Well, yeah. I mean, thank God for Colin getting me that. I just I got 5 Lance battery. Took out 1, brought 1 to 1 whole point. I was just like, get him, Dreadnought.
Yeah, I knew I wanted to take the Zone Mortalis game first because I knew capitalizing on that would help lead our team to victory.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. All right.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah,
in that one, Collins Land Strikes also took out a whole quad mortar team and a whole team of Laplands on my game.
Simon put those to good use.
Yeah, Simon basically ignored the Warhound and
which is smart.
The Land Strikes, that actually kind of pushed him over, like, actually into the victory over me because he took out 2 whole squads with using the Land Strikes against me. The rest of the game of the Ultramarines was kind of, I guess we got slow going. We got kind of slow set up, so I made it through 2 or 3 turns, and Guilliman was about to charge in and do that, but the Warhound was in full effect. He could have.
Except for when it rolled 4 1s the first turn against the Land Raider, huh?
Yeah, it was 3 1s and like a real weak like D3 hits against his Land Raider. I rolled 3 1s with both double barreled turbo laser destructors and 3 1s, and so I was hoping to crack Guilliman like way in the backfield, and because I was not, I just completely utterly left with the Warhound. He was able to like get up there in close combat.
Womp, womp,
Yeah. You didn't even get a chance to fire it second game against me.
Nope. Thank you for bringing that up. I'm so glad Colin brought that up.
Hey, so you didn't shoot against him at all? What were you doing? Did you just not want to beat him? Or
Yeah, I just said I'm just gonna hold this Warhound back, and it's gonna fold its arms like this and like not shoot. No, yeah, 750 points, 25% of the army.
Yeah, percent of the army.
Yeah,
750 points.
But no, not bitter one bit.
Connection crashed.
Yeah, I think Colin's on dial-up.
I don't know what's going on with my computer right now.
Yeah. Now, the Zone Mortalis battle was probably the worst of my 3 games. My list was pretty optimized versus Marines.
Mm-hmm.
And so going up against Castellax and mainly Castellax, yeah, it did not work out so well.
The Archdominus did some work, though.
Well, no, he did, no doubt. But, yeah, my list was total opposite of what it needed to be to fight against Colin for that round. So
yeah, I knew when you went up first, I was like, okay, I got to face the Mechanicum guy. Like, it's not going to work any other way.
Yeah, so that was a good strategic move, I think, on the Houston side. Putting Colin and I matching up together. So that's probably my worst vote. The best, though, I think, was my last game against Weber, fighting his World Eaters. That was a really, really close game.
He's just feeding his Assault Marines to you.
Yeah, until he kept flubbing his reserve rolls, and so all he had on the board, he would have like 2 Assault Marine squads, and he brought in a third.
Yeah.
His 4th mishapped, so it had to go back into ongoing. And so I was just whittling them down until they finally got Angry Ron on. And, of course, Angry Ron and the Butchers came on. They killed a Knight Lancer the minute they jumped out of their transport, which was just like, holy crap, that is brutal.
Yeah, no. Angry Ron does work.
Oh, yeah. But it was a good, that was probably the closest matchup I had all day, because my other fight was against, again, surprise, Mechanicum. Playing a list full of Castellax and
a Warhound.
And a Warhound, which I had. Well, I had the Krios Venators, which were putting some whole points on it, but just wasn't quick enough before he took the Krios out. And once the Krios were gone, I wasn't going to be able to take that Warhound down.
Yeah, unfortunately, that flare shield of the Krios doesn't do anything against D weapons.
Nope.
But they're the right gun to use to take down the Warhound, though, with their 4 strength 9 shots with ordnance.
Yeah. Now they were, like I said, I was popping his void shields and I'd lay into him, but he also did a pretty good job of maneuvering it around the terrain, so he'd get some cover here and there, and it was a good game, but like I said, it was another loss for the Victoria side right there.
Just another one to talk about.
Yeah.
I feel like that's all that matters to me.
I killed Mortarian. Yeah. Yeah.
Moral victory.
Moral victory, right? We like.
Richard said that his Archmagos, or I guess that was the first time he had 25 games, but it took a Warhound to kill him. But Other than that, like he just utterly kind of annihilated me. He slowly just walked through me.
Yeah, that's the Mechanicum list, a Tag Model list like that, or a Cybernetica list that will just it's horrendous to fight against sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So, Colin and Ryan, y'all play in like a lot of tournaments and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
What did y'all think of the venue and the setup that we had? The tables and the terrain and all that. Is that conducive to what y'all are used to?
Well, I don't think Ryan's right here right now, but I'll have to speak for him on my part. But we go to a lot of the Houston tournaments since we have about 3 to 4 Houston tournaments a month at various locations, and a couple of guys in the community have made a ton of terrain for us to use. And I really liked y'all's setup because y'all had a much better terrain than what we're used to. Most of the terrain is like installation foam board cut into various size pieces for terrain. So it was nice to play on a terrain that gave a lot more narrative feel to the game, which is what I feel is like a big strong point of 30K.
Right on.
And, the people that we were playing against at Stiff was a lot more fun and relaxing than at normal tournaments. When, like, normal tournaments was a lot more bigger sense of like, oh, I got to win or something like that. And I mean, like with 30K, it's a lot more laid back feeling, and there's a lot more emphasis on fun. I feel like in 30K than there is in 40K.
Heck yeah, and tequila shots.
Yeah.
Vegetable trays and
cheeses, all the cheeses.
Yeah, I will say that Zach's wife and mother really spoiled us, getting us snacks.
Yeah.
And
the venue and the hosts were amazing.
It's a very intimate feeling, which is nice.
She does that. She will go if I host anything. Why didn't you get some cheeses or some vegetable trays or some shit? Go all out. Like and I knew that was gonna happen. I kind of planned on it really. Like go out and like buy some food for everyone because
we got 3 types of whizzes. Cabinet. I told them if they want it, they can get it.
Y'all want some fondue? I got some fondue.
I realized it was high quality down here.
Yeah. It's legit.
That's how we roll. But yeah,
I'm glad everybody was comfortable. I was a bit worried when we went from 3 tables to 6 and 5, but I think nobody was nut to butt or anything. So I think it went.
I didn't think it was cramped or anything. I think it was just the right amount.
Yeah, I didn't feel cramped in any of my games or moving the stuff around. It seemed like we had plenty of room to do what we needed to do, and then between games, we were able to congregate in the kitchen or another area of the house, and you weren't really interrupting anybody else's game. So I thought that worked out pretty well.
Yeah, we were kind of strapped for venues. It was started out at Ryan's apartment, and then maybe a game store. So I'm glad it went down like it did. I thought it went real well.
Yeah, I agree.
We're actually looking at a couple of new South Texas Flames too. Pretty. What do we got? Looking at a couple of places like like ballrooms or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Costco.
A gala.
Every princess deserves a ball.
The Four Seasons at the airport.
Yeah, we're actually going to hold Stiff 2 at the Maximus. So just to FYI.
Oh, the Gentleman's Club.
No,
Gentlemen only.
Yacht.
Yeah.
It's just gonna. It's actually it's gonna be a 4-day thing.
Just curious, Pretty. What are our numbers looking like? I mean, because we just put the save the date, like not even a week ago, and how are they looking?
Well, we actually just had a couple of more people. Let me pull it up. Chime in a little earlier this evening, saying that they would be attending. So let me pull that up, and I'll give you the lowdown.
I know a lot of people are asking for the for how many points the event's going to be.
I will have that out by tomorrow night. I'm actually off work tomorrow, so my goal is to have the point. I won't have the missions out because those are not done, but the point value will be posted. Right now we've got 17 going and 13 maybes, so we're at possible 30 players right now for Stiff 2.
That's crazy.
So we're looking at some larger venues. We considered having it at Crossroads at Zach's shop, but there's not really enough for, if we make the 30 mark, there's not going to be enough room without going nut to butt, as you eloquently put it earlier. So Michael had brought up there's a couple of hotel convention rooms here in town that would work perfectly. So we're in the process of researching that, and I think that's going to be our best way to go. That way we'll have plenty of space, people won't feel crowded, and it's going to give some legitimacy, I think, to the event as well, because you go to. Well, I can't say anything about an open bar.
Dude.
But yeah, we'll have to research the bar thing.
I think we hold it at the Ramada. Like if we get like a really cheap hotel, I think we can get away with some shit. I think people would prefer leniency over class. Like,
don't worry about these donkeys.
They said just don't open that closet, and we can do whatever we want.
Yeah, I think Josh had already tried to call Kelly and the Sexy Stud to attend. So
just Kelly the Sexy Stud.
But that's kind of where we're at right now. Like I said, we'll have the points posted up tomorrow. I'll update the save the date, and then in a couple of weeks we'll go live with our event registration, which we're actually going to do with an off-site program. So it's going to be again a little more legitimate than just saying, "Hey, I'm coming on Facebook." You're going to have to go and buy a ticket and go that route, so that way we can track it and see who all we've got coming.
And there'll be VIP seats too.
Oh,
VIG, right? The big VIG.
Yeah, we may call it something else. Adepticon has the VIG, the VIGs. I don't know if
badge, very awesome gamer. Very awesome gamer. I got my badge pass, bro.
That's an all access.
My badge pass.
All access badge pass, bro.
Don't forget your all access badge pass.
Yeah, I could just see the lanyards and the little pass and VAG in big letters down one side.
Sign me up.
Questionable logo. It's like no.
It looks like a cave.
No, it's Eye of Horus. It's Eye of Horus without the. We didn't want to put a pupil.
Those are his eyelashes, like curly eyelashes.
Yeah, so it'll be called something. Don't know what yet.
We'll figure something out. We'll figure something
out. But we've got some VAG or VIG or whatever we end up calling it. It's gonna be a nice swag bag to go along with that VIP pass that you purchase. Stuff that you won't be able to get without buying that pass.
Be sweet.
Yeah, it will be. I don't want to spoil those just yet. We'll kind of tease that out when we get a little closer to the registration going live. But we've got some cool stuff. We'll just say we got some cool stuff in the works.
Yeah, the terrain, man. It's gonna be great.
Stiff 2, man. We got plenty of terrain now.
Yeah, the American Picker went and got us some terrain this afternoon. So.
The American Picker.
So I think we're good for 10 tables for sure, and we'll have time to work on some more if we need to.
If you have more terrain than you have, and you just like saying, "Man, we don't have enough tables with terrain."
You're doing good.
You can always cap registration too at a certain amount, but I'd like for as many people to come as possible.
Well, I would too, Colin. We're looking at 30. I think is a sweet spot for this event. I don't want to. If we had 60 people want to come, that'd be awesome. But for our second event, we're still trying to figure out how it's all going to work, and I don't want to bite off more than we can chew. Yeah. So, but I think 35 is a good goal.
And I know some of the Houston guys, we could probably bring some terrain down also to help supplement that if we do go over the mark for the amount that y'all have available.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I know you guys pitched in. Huge help, Weber, Bridges, all you guys bringing terrain for Stiff 1. That really contributed to having those great looking tables. So
you guys are awesome.
Definitely. You guys are
thanks,
guys. Just a big love fest. Let's just get a hug in here.
Why Why don't we just lose 3 viewers? Oh God, it's going the other way.
We only had 3 viewers.
Viewers just keep going up. No, it's not gonna happen. No.
Oh man.
We got 4 people watching.
So, speaking of love, do y'all want to lead into our next segment with that?
Oh, yeah, we got a little...
I want to take a quick break here and let y'all in on some knowledge.
Oh, some knowledge, okay.
Some knowledge.
Right.
Lay down.
So, for y'all that don't know, I'm diabetic, right? You know, which means I can't have sugar because I'm loopy and whatever. But I like candy, right? So I stopped at Buc-ee's earlier, like on the way back from Houston.
Name drop, boom.
Yeah, and I got.
We're gonna actually send them a bill for that plug.
Those are no sugar added almonds, chocolate covered almonds.
You know there's still sugar in that. It just means no.
So you can safely eat. For those of y'all not diabetic and unfamiliar with sugar-free candy, right? You can safely eat like 1, 2 hours before. And it says it. Hold on, let me see that right here. It says it right here on the package, and it says, and it's like a disclaimer because it says consuming sugar-free products may have a laxative effect. You know, they had to put this. Usually it's like so small you can't see it, but it's on there, right? So like I've been like basically training my bowels, I guess you could say. I down this whole thing.
Where are we going with this? I'm real confused.
Keep the story
Drop
up.
the knowledge.
Is there a disclaimer on this? Oh my God!
So
It does.
may have a laxative effect. So I mean,
Hey, appreciate the disclaimer.
so take it as a warning, or take it as like, you know.
Josh isn't there. He's like,
Yeah, if I like rush out of the room, know what's happening, right? I'm trying to like build up my immunity to the laxative effect. So
It's mud butt.
yeah,
Mud
it's
butt,
definitely-
right?
Coming.
It's definite 7-inch blast.
All right, so that's my tidbit of information. I'm dropping on y'all.
You may go turn on the heater in there.
Right, I'm gonna turn on the heater.
Just go prep it.
Yeah, like
Get
the cat in the rim.
Just get the cat out of the way. Get the cat out of the way.
Yeah, see, not only does the Forgotten Legion bring you hobby knowledge and talk, we bring you health alerts. We care about you. We watch out for you.
Watch out for no sugar.
Oh man.
Oh, and for those of you who might also stop by Buc-ee's, if you're feeling cold, get some of their hot chocolate. It's really good. The normal chocolate, not the white chocolate. The white chocolate one sucks.
Sounds racist.
Yeah, why is it gonna be white chocolate?
You can't. No, I said don't get the white chocolate. The white chocolate one sucks.
That should be named
Get the normal chocolate one. The milk chocolate's good.
Milk chocolate. What are we talking about? What happened?
For hot chocolate at Buc-ee's.
Yeah, everybody likes hot
yeah, you
chocolate.
never go back.
Colin's a fan of the chocolate. That's all.
Hey, Michael, tell them what chocolate milk is made out of.
No.
Come on, let's do it.
Starbucks.
Jake said it's blood milk.
Blood milk.
What?
Yeah, the reason that chocolate milk is made chocolate is because when they're taking it out of the cows, some of it has blood in it. They can't get the blood out because it dyes the milk red, so they dye it with chocolate. So every time you're drinking chocolate milk, it's got blood in it. That's why I don't drink chocolate milk.
You know what? I'm going to research that. I'm going to get back to you.
Look for the blood guy.
Freaking awesome.
So you know.
They're doing something right. You know why? You know why it's eggnog, right?
I really don't know if it's true though. It was just somebody told that to me.
Didn't your brothers tell you that if they step in the puddle, the T-Rex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was 5, when it used to rain, my older brother and older sister used to tell me that if I stepped inside of the water from the rain, that a dinosaur would bite my foot.
Like Nessie?
Yeah. Yeah. They were shitty.
Who knows? He's eating.
What? No, I'm organizing my desk.
We're just.
I'm wrapping presents.
Jay, all I'm getting is your forehead and a cup.
So I guess before we start,
Where's the bathroom?
right outside, right outside.
In that chair.
You're turning red. You're noticeably flustered.
Oh, all right.
Open the window.
Open the window. I haven't turned that heater on this whole winter.
That heater.
That's what I look forward to the most in that restroom.
Yeah. Yeah, with the ceramic.
Yeah,
it's one of those. All right.
Go ahead. Let's go ahead and move on.
Let's move on to the next segment. Pretty.
I love the Primarchs. So you've all seen the I love the 80s, I love the 90s shows that have been pretty popular the last couple of years. Well, our Legionnaire Zach had a fantastic idea that we're going to try out on you guys tonight called I Love the Primarchs. So, Zach, you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah. Hello. Some of the things that the Primarchs do, and this is just like basically just some satire. The Primarchs are pretty much have their set roles, but had an idea and I was like, what if they were set to 80s and 90s sitcoms and they were put into different roles as exchange with some of the things we had up, and I was like, how weird would that be? And, my first, I started just thinking about random things, and my first one, and I started with just names that kind of fit in sitcom roles, and my first one kind of went like this. The new Primarch in the neighborhood is downstairs and is understood. He's there just to take good care of me. Like he's one of the family. Hers in charge.
Good God.
Rice, and I say, I want Kerr's in charge of me.
Oh,
Alright, let's go and move on to the next segment.
On to the next segment.
Basically, it circles around. Hunter, moves in. He's going to college, trying to get some extra money, and he has no place to stay. And basically, finds this like Craigslist ad that says, "Hey, I'm looking for somebody to take care of my kids. They could, there's a woman board.
Oh,
shit. Three children. I got 3 children. You can live down in the basement and take care of my kids during the day." And so Nighthunter sees this ad, and he just is like, "Oh, that's perfect."
Kids love me. Kids love me.
No background.
It's cash, non-taxable.
And basically, I kind of think like Kurt has striking resemblance to Scott Baio. So I just thought he was perfect for this role, and and I thought that this would be a good idea for a sitcom. I think it'd be a very short run. You guys do it, I think so, but I think maybe perhaps I don't know how many people are in the sitcom, maybe 6 or 7.
Okay, what kind of what do you think Kurz's major would be in college? He's trying to pay for college. You think criminal justice or
anthropology?
Yeah, anatomy.
Anatomy, yeah.
Some kind of
anatomy.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering how that job interview goes. The wife is like, "Oh, honey, we got an application from someone called Kurz, the Night Haunter," and the husband's like, "My golly, we got to get him in here and talk to him."
He did it all in blood. He wrote the whole thing in blood.
He comes in the door, and they're like, "Oh, let me take your coat, Night Haunter. It's made of human skin." And they're like, "Ooh."
That's a lovely fur you're wearing. What
He's foreign. He's foreign. It's just foreigners.
Hanging up his skin coat. Oh, thank you.
Is that you want to reject, really?
I'm the new babysitter.
I'm the new babysitter.
Well, son of a bitch, you're right, you are.
Well, so I don't know how many of you remember the actual show, but at some point the parents like leave, the mom leaves, and it's just Charles and like the granddad, I think. I mean, it's been years since I've seen it, but so then you got to ask, like, what kind of mom is going to leave her children?
The sibling was pretty fucking hot.
Smart time.
Yeah, and I was waiting for Charles to stick it to her, but I think that was probably pretty taboo back in the day.
What show are y'all?
Charles in charge.
I know that, you don't.
I was born in '89. When was that canceled?
Oh yeah, way before that.
81.
Colin's like who?
Exactly.
It ran from 84 to 85, and then I think it got syndicated for like 4 more seasons.
How do you know so much about the show?
I grew up in the 80s, sir.
I watched this religiously.
It ran for a season, and like you just kept.
It related to me, you know.
How fucked up was that VHS tape that you had? After rewinding it 20 fucking.
It made it to Nick and Night. I don't know, like.
Yeah, no, after CBS or ABC canned them, then I don't know, Universal or somebody. Now this I know from the Wikipedia because I did a little pre-show research for today.
A thing or two about Charles and Car.
Yeah, that's my useful knowledge for today. But they did like 4 more seasons of new episodes.
Dude, somebody out there knows Charles in Charge. If y'all like this segment, then like please let us know because there's more. I got a ton more.
Funny enough, I IMDb the show. Scott Baio looks exactly the fucking same as he did like 40.
I think Scott Baio is actually a vampire.
Like Conrad Kurz.
Yeah, Conrad Kurz. I can see him wearing a skin cloak. Oh yeah. They're still hot. He's old as hell.
I don't know. My favorite Scott Baio, this is very off topic, is Bob Loblaw from Arrested Development, if anybody's a fan of that show. Want. I guess not.
Who's Scott Baio?
Youngsters. Glare.
Yeah,
Too much. Too much. I'll pull the poster off my room and
I'll take a picture. I'll post it to the site. You guys will love it.
It's only from Joni Loves Chachi, but I'll say this.
Jake,
Heartthrob. Like he invented the heartthrob, I think. I'm pretty sure. That's.
Him and John Stamos.
He kept putting it on his resume, and everybody kept thinking it was a joke. And
God, really, I think it'd be a short run, but I think you'd get some. likes. You know,
I think it might run longer.
We're not talking like Friends money.
The actual show.
We're gonna have Friends money.
Yeah, I could just see it coming to a horrible end with with those children. The wife comes home and they're actually part of his skin cloak. He's like, I haven't seen them. No, don't know.
I think he would try and teach one of them like hardcore. He's like, you see what I did to your sister, right?
To your brother.
It's like at that point, it's just like straight A's, like just doing what he's supposed to. Just take one lesson, and I think this shit's real boring because
no one gets in trouble.
The whole family would learn.
Do you think though the Kurz would take him on like drop pod assaults when he's like on his Christmas break? You know, Father Emperor calls him out to do a drop pod assault somewhere. He's taking the kids with him, kind of vacation like.
The kids would probably die on impact from the G-force of the drop.
I'm real upset we did this segment without Bridges, since that's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we blew our load a little prematurely here, so we ought to just move on.
Yeah, let's move on to the next segment.
All right, so.
Did the lady come home or what? Like put the squash down there?
His singer's in the hospital, so.
Oh no.
Man.
Yeah, so he's checking that out.
No, right?
Try to.
God, bad form. Bad form.
But so several of us. Whoa, Josh is leaving too. Next segment is I just want to talk a little bit about the road to Adepticon. A few of us here on the show tonight will be traveling to Chicago at the end of March to take part in the Heresy in Chicago. So I just want to see. We kind of talked a little bit about it, maybe work in progress, but what else are we doing as a group to get ready to go? Jay, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, cases were a big deal. Like
cases still are a big deal.
Like I I guess I got to research more, but I mean, I got those KR, like KR multi-case. I really like their backpacks, their cardboard boxes or whatever they go with them. I still need the foam to get in them because it's all ridiculously expensive. But I like that. I like that look. I like how they are. I like the side pockets. I've used them all the time. I just need to get the foam to fill it. But that's, I think, what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, I have too many flyers to like take a case, and like too many flyers and like land speeders and such. So honestly, guys, if you're out there listening or watching and you have some like cases you can recommend that fit in the overhead, can you send us that information?
For a 2,000-point army.
Well, that's the good thing. It is only a 2,000-point army. Your super heavy or your Lord of War may be your biggest model, but I went with KR last year, the Backpack 2, and I got everything for all of my events fit in that one backpack, those 2 cardboard boxes. I put it in the overhead on the plane, flew perfectly. I would highly recommend for this point size. That's the way to go.
But that was Mechanicum. He did take Mechanicum though last year, and
yeah, true.
A lot fewer models. I took Alpha Legion last year, and it took 3 KR boxes for me, so I had to pay for extra suitcase.
Jay brings up a good point. It also depends on your army composition, on how much space you're gonna need.
Yeah.
What do you like, Colin?
Man, I have not gotten a case in a while. I'm still stuck with one of those old GW cases, but the newest GW case I like, but I'm not sure about air travel though, because I haven't had to make an event that I need to fly for.
Yeah, it's kind of, man. I have that. Like I'm thinking, because I have that battle foam case, that battle foam case, and then I also have the painting kit on top of it. So I know I could pop that off. It's not gonna fit in the overhead, but I think if I put it in a Pelican box, like that. Like the only problem is, like, every time I've ever flown with Pelican boxes, it seems like they know that it's a Pelican case, so they can just treat it like shit.
Yeah,
they can just.
Yeah, which is bad.
They're like, oh, it's safe. Just get it in there.
Good.
So I'm a little bit worried. I'm taking definitely models and definitely some fucking glue because I know
Yeah,
back together.
Definitely bring everything you need to fix your models, because I mean, flying to an event brings a whole new level of complications for like events like this.
Yo, I'm glad you're back. But what else should we pack? Pretty, like, isn't there like a
deodorant?
Yeah, I would suggest deodorant. Toothbrush.
From an experienced tournament player, that is very appreciated when everyone's got deodorant.
Yeah, for everyone, bro.
We were talking about Axe sponsoring Stiff.
It's a smart move. Like,
it's a good move.
You never know. You never know in these things. Like,
yeah, you never know.
Guy that's like, man, am I playing against actually Mortarian? Like, am I?
I will say last year, the Heresy crowd is a little bit different crowd than your normal 40K tournament crowd. And for those of you listening that may be playing 40K, I'm not trying to bag on anybody, but we had the most normal looking group at the Heresy tables in the entire building. So I think it just comes back to Heresy players. We remember our deodorant. We bring the toothbrush. We've got our beer money with us.
You got to have money for the first off. Like, you got to have money to play the game.
Yeah.
You got to have a job, which means like people actually have to tolerate you somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah, that's me, man. I'm just like,
get off your pedestal, bro.
I will say this. I don't know if this was touched on, not to interrupt anything, but like, I play competitive 40K just as me and Colin. Basically, we have a competitive 40K group. But I will say this: when I came to South Texas and Blank, right? I knew it was going to be Heresy, so it was more themed than anything. But I was blown away by how it actually was. It was not like a tournament. It was like just a bunch of. I mean, it was the most camaraderie and most genuine fun I've ever had in an event that I've ever played in. And we play in tournaments all the time, and between 30K and 40K, people were so much more passionate about your army instead of about the list.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I completely agree from what Ryan's saying.
Just made a world of a difference.
Well, and just speaking for the Forgotten Legion, that means a lot, because one of the things that we want to stand for as a group, as a club, is just what you said. It's more about the camaraderie. It's more about, hey, I'm having fun building this army. It's not, let me put together this bullshit list. Yeah, we can put together a bullshit list, and maybe we'll see those sometimes. Right. But the gist of it, going back to South Texas in Flames, we spent the day, we hung out. It was low key, and that's really, I think, the most successful Heresy events that I've been to. That's been their calling card. Adepticon last year, that was the same way. I think Jay can speak to this as well. It was more about just, hey, getting to know who you're playing with, hanging out, and we were competitive, but at the end of the day, it was about, hey, let's just put together a good game, and what makes for the most fun while we're here, because we all paid a shitload of money to be here, so let's make the most fun out of it.
Yeah, I feel like you took like a lot of what you learned from Adepticon and brought it to South Texas in Flames. So like everything that we did was, you took like a lot of, I guess, points from.
Was that Kurz in the background? Is he in charge at your house?
Kurz. Yeah, like, a lot of things, just kept it casual.
And that's really, going into South Texas in Flames too. I don't want to lose that. I know we're talking about having a bigger player base this next time around. We're having to put some things in place, like an actual registration system, because we are going to have more than 10 people there. Sure. But I don't want to lose that. And I think with this core group, that we've got you guys at Houston, us in Victoria, so those folks that are coming from out of our core group, they're going to really see, I think, what we're about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, exactly. I mean, that's like, I can't honestly say every single game was competitive. I mean, me and Jay had just a nail-biting game, but it was so much fun. And I mean, we were just yucking it up, just making jokes. I mean, it was just so much fun. Just like I said, just the general atmosphere of the whole event. Just the general, I mean, we only knew each other in passing on Facebook, right? But it just felt like, getting to know old friends again, right? And I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's just like, it was so different. It was so spectacular in the way it was handled. I guarantee this next event is just going to be 10 times better. I mean, tenfold better. And that's hard to believe as it is, but it will. I mean, and it's just like, you guys are so dedicated to the game. You're dedicated to make a game or make an event that interprets the game in a way that it should, and it's just like, I mean, I was blown away by its presentation. I was blown away by everybody's professionalism. I mean, both sides in general. It was so much fun, and I've never had that much fun playing a tabletop game in my life.
Oh, thanks, man.
No doubt.
Yeah, for those of you listening at home or wherever you're on right now over the holidays, if you think you've played in a 40K or 30K tournament or a narrative event before, think again, because this is going to be on a whole different level than what you've ever experienced before. Guaranteed to have at least 10 times more fun than what you've ever had before at a normal tournament, because the guys that I played against at the event were I had some of the most fun playing against in any 40K tournament I've ever played in beforehand. So, on my personal experience, I can guarantee you're going to have a much better time than anything you've ever done before for 30K or 40K.
That's for sure.
Heck yeah, guys.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Now we're going to go party at Zach's place. Now we're going to go to their place to play at home away from home.
Heck yeah.
Great.
But yeah, no, definitely go back to one of the other comments. A lot of it did come from, and I owe a huge debt to the Adepticon guys for how they put on their games, because that's where I walked away. Because when we went to Adepticon the first year, Jay and I just went, we walked around, we looked, checked out armies, but we didn't play. So the next year we're like, hey, we're going to play, we're going to go, and we're going to get in it. So we went and we played, and they really, because at that point I was already feeling with 40K like. The tournaments I had gone to, it was kind of a slog.
Yeah.
And when we went there, they showed that you can actually have a tournament, have a fight, whatever. Josh is all relaxed.
Oh man, it followed you. It followed you.
Oh,
Smell it from here.
yeah, good thing I've got a bad cold. I can't smell shit. So, but yeah, so just the way that they set it up, that was kind of the template that if I told myself if I run events, this is how I want it to be. And when we started talking for Stiff 1 and as we talk about Stiff 2, definitely taking cues from them, taking what they're doing and trying to inject that, because those guys they live what we did. They're living that with their games. So that's why I encourage everyone to come to Adepticon. Not this year because it's already sold out, but next year.
That's the word for next year. That's the plan.
Yeah, come to Adepticon, check it out for yourself. But
if you can't make it there, Stiff 2.
Definitely.
I'm going to Stiff 2.
The South, like really for real. Like, is there any other option in the South? We south of the Mason-Dixon, I think we got it pretty down pat.
Mason-Dixon.
Wait, I was out in the land of cotton.
Yeah.
We'll kick them Yankees' ass too.
I'd have to agree with Zach. Anything east of the Rockies and south of the Mason-Dixon line, Stiff's got it. Steve's got it.
Well, I'm hoping, just as things grow, I know that Bridges and Weber and a couple other folks have been actively discussing some things. I don't want to go too far into that because I don't want to give anything away that you guys are working on, but for Clutch CityCon coming up in end of May, early June, having a 30K component to that, that excites me a lot because
Comic Palooza.
Yeah,
end of May.
That's the plan. We're looking to have we actually have the support for. We're actually trying to line up some supplies or some gifts and all that stuff for it. But Weber is actually currently putting together a packet and everything to go for the mission. Mm-hmm. I was kind of on the fence about it at first. He's looking to do like straight from the book, but as he presented it more and more, it makes more sense and it brings on a full narrative aspect. And he could explain it more. I'm just here, to help wherever I can get everything coordinated with them.
Yeah, and we'll definitely we'll try to have him on, as we get a little closer, and he can talk about that event because I think that's going to be really exciting. Because Comic Palooza is a huge event in and of itself.
Oh yeah.
And then being able to have that 30K component, it's in Houston, so hopefully we can draw some people from, out of state. Stiff 2, we're already looking to draw people from San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth. So, if we could make Texas as the place to be to come play 30K, I mean, that's what I'd like to see happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Agreed. And nice thing was with the 40K grand tournament we had last May. They actually put us in the third floor ballroom where all the other open tabletop gaming was. So we were away from all the general conventions. So we weren't like so much foot traffic going around. So, but if you wanted to go downstairs and see the normal convention, you could, which was really nice overall. I liked it.
Did you say ballroom?
Yeah. Yeah.
We can call it dance together.
Gala ballroom.
Well, so we kind of got a little off track from the road to Adepticon, but I think the biggest, just to recap, looks like the biggest concern right now is just cases. And so I think, Michael, as he said, if you guys have any case suggestions for flying, send them in to our mailbag or call our voicemail. Michael can throw that information out there.
Yeah, it's 814-2 TFL 30K. Yeah.
So leave that on our voice line, and we'll talk about that next episode, and we'll go over the suggestions because we do want to look at ways to get these Arby's to Chicago in one piece, or as close to one piece as possible. Oh, there we go, right up on the screen. Check it out. Forgotten Legion has it going on.
Leave us all sorts of messages. All sorts of messages.
Yes.
All sorts of messages.
Yeah, I'd like
Even death threats.
Topic. I'd like to see a topic come up in a future podcast, I guess. What's the best transport to use when flying from one place to another?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's the exact. Yeah.
Welcome to the party.
Hey, Josh, we expect you to watch on your phone whenever you leave the room. That way you know what's going on.
Yeah, if you're on the shitter, tune in, all right?
Shitter's full.
Oh shit! So what was the suggestion?
Don't eat the sugar-free almonds. Added almonds. That's a suggestion, bro. You're diabetic. You're diabetes.
We need to get Wilford Bradley up in here.
Yeah, that's exactly
Got the diabetes.
we'll tell you. We'll tell you later.
Watch it.
So do y'all want to go on to the next segment then?
Yeah, we'll go ahead. Michael, you want to throw this one out there?
All right. So the next segment. Let me see which one's that. Is that the WAAC Off?
That is the WAAC Off.
All right. So the WAAC Off. This actually came up. So I was listening to the Eye of Horus podcast, which I do all the time. It's a great podcast. You should check it out. It's long as shit, but
yeah, their last one was I think 17 hours. Or something.
Hours is a lot, but it's good. It's great. If you not listen to it, listen now. But they're talking about units that they were taking in games that I've never played against or I've never played with, and so I'm hearing about like certain things like a lot of them guys take bunkers and shit. And
I've taken that.
Yeah. One of their staple units is the Lightning Strike Fighter, and they were kind of talking about how badass the Lightning is. And like, oh yeah, the Lightning, it's staple. Da, 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 da. And I was like, what the fuck? Why isn't anybody here playing Lightnings? What the shit? So we came up with this segment. It's called the WAAC Off, and basically it's where we take a unit in the game and we try and come up with the most win-at-all-cost combo for this unit. Like, what could you like? It doesn't matter what the point cost is. It doesn't matter like what amount of work it's going to take to get this combo lined out just perfectly. But it's what is the ultimate combo you can get with this unit. And for this week, I mean, we're going to try and hit up certain units and combos that are like less known, like units that nobody fucking uses, like Seekers.
Yeah.
Hey,
New unit. Maybe
veteran tactical squads.
Yeah, like better. Yeah. Well, actually, yeah. But we're trying to figure out like certain units that nobody uses, and we're gonna try to come up with like stupid strong combos with them, and see. We'd like you guys to try them out. And so this week we went kind of easy. It's a newer unit. We're going with the Leviathan Dreadnought.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I think people are already playing with the Leviathan.
Oh, most definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, it's combos with it. So anybody have a good one? Anybody have one that they just like?
I'll throw mine out there first. Mine's not real. I didn't think this was super powerful, but I'm a big Iron Hands fan, so that's what kind of led me with this. And unless there's an update that I haven't seen, I think this should work pretty well. This one's pretty simple. You take 2 Leviathan Dreadnoughts.
I like it already.
Yeah, I like it already. You have Ferrus Manus leading your force.
Actually.
So Ferrus Manus gives It Will Not Die out across the army. And then you take for free Blessed Auto Simulacra. So now the Mechanicum say you can't stack it, but when you start looking back into the other books, there's nothing specifically that I found that said you can't stack it. So that would give you 2 chances to regain hull points every round.
Fuck.
Now,
Somebody kill that Leviathan. It's rebuilding itself. Like,
I'm not done yet.
Oh God. No.
So I believe, and my brother's got my book, so I couldn't look this up. My brother's trying to choose allegiance, so I sent some materials over with him. But the Charybdis pod, I believe, can carry 2 dreads, correct?
It's only one.
Only one Leviathan.
Yeah, it's only one unit.
Okay.
You only carry one dreadnought in period.
Yeah.
Okay. So only take 1 Leviathan. So drop the other one.
We're like sitting at 750 points right now with Charybdis.
Well, if you're gonna go that route, why not just take 2 Dreadclaws, right? If the Dreadclaw can carry a splinter, you put and that's still saving you points right there.
Yep. And yeah, you could definitely do that.
Yeah, and 2 separate units is like, well, they have to target one and the other one. All right. I mean, that thing's weakest armor is 12, right?
Exactly. So from what Bridge is saying, and drop these right on their back line, and you can have all sorts of shenanigans going on the rest of the board, and they're going to be freaking out because you've got 2 Leviathans that could possibly heal 2 hull points every round, just causing havoc.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got.
Mm-hmm.
That's brutal.
That's pretty good.
That's fucking.
You know, I mean, that's the thing is if you're gonna do it, like, I mean, because the Leviathan shines in close combat, right? That's what I'm saying. I've never used it or not plan on getting one, but I mean, the main thing.
Oh, I'm gonna get one. Don't worry.
Is there mobility issues? But you put them in something like right? Exactly. You put them something in a Dreadclaw, you can put them, you can pinpoint them where you need them to go, and then now the opponent has to deal with it. Not only do they have to deal with the Dreadnought, they have to deal with the Dreadclaw too. Because the Dreadclaw is a vehicle, and it can assault out of it, it can move, it's a pup, flyer, hover, skimmer, whatever the hell it wants to be. You know, I mean, that's a great way. I like that idea. That's how I would run that shit.
Yeah, I was looking at the rules, and I know I think it can. I know it can take the Charybdis, and it can also take the Dreadnought drop pod, but I'm not sure about the
Dreadclaw.
Yeah, the Dreadclaw.
Yeah.
But I was looking at it, and I think the way I would run it, I'd run it one of two ways. One, I'd go pure assaults, so I'd take one of the claws, and then the assault drill also, because you need because even though you're going to be strength 10 in close combat, if you go against anything against like a knight, which I actually would assault a knight with this thing because it's I5 on the charge, and most knights will be I4, so you're going to tear this thing up. And even though you're strength 10, rolling for armor penetration, if you don't want to, even though you're going to be rolling on 3+, I mean, anyone that plays knows you'll roll ones and twos when you don't want to. So taking that assault drill, giving you armor bane, will really tear up knights with when you have 5 attacks on the charge, strength 8. Well, no, it'll be strength 10 with the
strength 10 on the charge, yeah.
Strength 10 on the charge.
You get the 2 hammer wrath.
I was saying it's gonna have 6 attacks.
Yeah, it's gonna have 6 attacks, so you could easily take out a knight with the Leviathan, and also with that thing, I would definitely leave him in the drop pod on the turn he comes in. So and then he's got 2 meltaguns built in, so I'd shoot a tank with the meltaguns on the turn he drops in. Jump out, and then I would also take the Phosphex dischargers on that guy, and then charge into a unit there. First fire the Phosphex dischargers. It's a barrage weapon, 3 shots. So put it on top of that guy and the sergeant in that unit, and try to kill him first, since it's barrage and it's AP2. So kill the sergeant with the melta-bombs, take him out first, and then charge into the unit and just tear the unit up.
That's a damn good idea.
Yeah,
and,
that's perfect.
I think that's.
Yeah, and the other way I would run it is take one of the siege drills and then the grav bombard gun, because that thing is deadly. Because I know how most of y'all, if y'all run the 30k grav guns, they're not that great on AP4. Fail a toughness test and they take an armor save. But this gun, it's a toughness test on 2d6, and if you fail, you take a wound automatically. So and it's AP2. So
what is it? The Graviton. What's that? What is it called? Where
it's
vehicles.
It's the Graviton Torsion, where it's 3d6 versus vehicles for armor penetration, and the amount of hull points it causes doubled. So that thing would eat, and I want to say it's ignores cover too, or I want to say it's ignore cover, but I'm not sure about that.
It says no
cover save. No cover save, so that thing will eat up. Yeah, so that gun will eat land speeders and other 2 hull point vehicles in one shot, since it's no cover saves, and and as long as you pen on 3d6, which hopefully you can, you'll take out land speeders and other 2 hull point vehicles in one shot.
Jeez,
brutal.
Damn good idea. That's that one's like 270 points.
I've got the PDF open. I want to say with the if you just take one extra weapon, the meltagun, it's 75, and I think the graviton cannon thing is like 20 points.
Okay, yeah, I see that. Oh wow, yeah.
With a graphic bombard, so that's 290. You're saying at 290?
Yeah, it's gonna be 290. I'd go 295, and then
Phosphex is another 15. So
I would pay that any day.
I mean, if you're though, I would say if you're taking the graviton cannon, don't worry about the Phosphex discharger, since the Phosphex discharger is a one-use weapon for 15 points. But I would definitely say if you're gonna take a Leviathan, definitely take it in a drop pod, because otherwise you're going to have that thing walking, and it's going to get eaten up by Sicarian Minotaurs and Las Cannon batteries or Graviton Rapier batteries.
Yep.
You need that thing to get in the back and where it's going to go initially so it can be the full effect, because you don't want a 270-point Dreadnought walking across the board. That's not going to be fun.
Unless you're running him with invisibility.
Yeah, but
Take a minute. Who out there is
Go get a Bellicor. No.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I actually looked up something. If you're running these legions, I would honestly recommend not even taking the Leviathan, since especially if you're running these legion-specific Rite of Wars for these armies, I would not take a Leviathan, since you can't deep strike them.
Oh.
So if you're running either the Fists, the Imperial Fists, Salamanders, or Death Guard Rite of Wars, those Rite of Wars do not let you deep strike. So I would say if you're running those legions, a Leviathan's not worth it in your list if you're running the legion-specific Rite of War.
That's what I said.
Yeah, good point. Very good point.
But if you're running an orbital assault Rite of War, definitely take it. So it fits right in with there.
Yeah, I mean, see, I was tempted to getting him, but then I realized, let's see, what slot would he take?
He's a heavy support choice.
Yeah, see, and I only get one for my terror assault. And I was like, well, I'd rather have, the fire after, but I can see I can see someone like, say, Michael, how he runs his Raven Guard. Like, I mean, he doesn't have that limitation, and he can bring drop pods, he can bring Dreadnought drop pods. Like, he was talking about bringing it, I was like, man, that looks scary.
I've actually,
go ahead,
I've been wasting points on the Death Storm drop pod. Like, I've been taking Death Storms, and that's like my placeholder. That's what stays in enemy lines while like everything else comes in. But now with the Leviathan, like it's more points, obviously, but like that guy, that's not a first turn kill.
Yeah.
So I heard recently that the Leviathan wasn't a fluffy Raven Guard choice. Where did I hear that at?
Whack!
You want to put some wings on that bitch? Like, what do you want from me? I'll cut off them Korax wings real quick.
Wings, you make them a jump monstrous creature, and we're good.
Oh, jeez.
How's the Deathstorm drop pod? Has that been doing well for you and your game?
You tell me. You tell me.
That's why I asked the question. I just wanted to bring it up.
It's doing all right, man. Like now that I got like the updated rules that like everybody plays, like it's not so bad. It's not so bad. It dishes out some missiles.
It does that, but like every time I've seen it, it did not do well.
Hey, just leave it.
It draws fire.
Yeah.
To kill it. Worry about it.
It's an annoyance.
You wasted what 4 quad mortars on it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Scary. Those quad mortars. Oh.
Oh, the FAQ on the Forge World site. It's bullshit. It's shit first turn, but they have to take care of it so it doesn't become bad. It evolves like a Pokemon.
What did they do to it?
Why is it crap? Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, it's first turn it lands, and then every weapon, if you're within 12 inches, every weapon that you're within 12 inches of, you take D3 hits from it at Bliss Skill 2. So it kind of sucks at that because you're not gonna hit anything because you're firing like an orc. But
firing like an orc. It's not like I always shoot like that.
So I mean, like you basically you have a turn of there's like gambling that you may kill something, but that next turn that's where the magic happens. That's where that's where Daddy picks up his little girl from the party.
Takes her home, uses the sweet talk, and kills her friends.
Like night fighting games is pretty bad. Anything else, it's not great.
So did anyone else have anything on the Leviathan for the segment?
I think we did pretty good. I think that was actually.
One more thing I'll add with the Leviathan. Unless you want to go fluffy, but since this is the WAAC Off segment,
yes.
I would definitely stay away from the Leviathan storm cannons.
Why?
I mean, there's strength 7 AP3, heavy 6 Sunder, which I mean, I guess it's good if you're wanting more marine killing stuff, but I think this guy can fill better roles in your army, like other like anti against other dreadnoughts or knights and stuff like that. I just don't think the storm cannon's that good if we're going WAAC here.
What about 2 Graflux?
You know, I would do that. That would actually be a pretty interesting combo because you'd be pretty much hull pointing out land raiders in one shot with stuff like that.
I may do that.
Actually, if you could get a penetrating results, you could actually even reliably take out Spartans with this thing in 2 shots because you're not you're rolling 3d6 against armor penetration. So the flare, if you're in a flare shield arc, it wouldn't matter, and then so you wouldn't have to worry about -2 for anything like strength since you don't have a strength with this gun. So you could easily take out Spartans with this thing. I bet too.
And what's the average? 3d6? What, 11?
Yeah, it's 10 to 11 is your average.
Yeah. So I mean, you roll slightly above average. You're penetrating us land raiders with this thing, which if you can do it twice, you'll cause 4 hull points. So that'll glance out a land raider in 1 shot. Since it's ignore cover saves also with this thing.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So basically, Dreadnought drop pod comes down first turn.
Yep.
You duel. I wouldn't even. I mean, would you even leave it? Or I guess if
I'd stay inside of it and then assault something else next turn.
And just use the. I mean, if you're running 2 Graflux bombards.
Yeah, you're running at about 375 points to take out a land raider almost in 1 shot, pretty much.
You take out a super heavy in 1 shot almost.
He's got 4 hull points.
Yeah, you'd cause 4 hull points, so you could take out you could possibly take out 6 hull point super heavies like knights also in like 2 turns. Maybe not knights, but like typhons and stuff like that.
And then people have to deal with that too.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're not going to intercept it either.
No, I mean that's why you stay in the drop pod, so they can only intercept the drop pod and not the dreadnought.
And you can fire out of the drop pod because it's Obitopped, right?
Exactly. Okay. And then I don't know if it's yeah, and even if they intercept the drop pod and wrecks it, I'm not sure if this still works, but I'm pretty sure as long as you stay on the drop pod and it doesn't explode, you get shrouding from the dreadnought drop pod, which is one of its special rules.
Yeah, you do.
It's you do get shrouding.
Mm-hmm.
It's dirty.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So
what did you have something to say, Zach? I think you were.
No.
All right.
Yeah. You guys chime in. Try it out in your game. Give us a call. Send us an email.
Yeah, for real, guys. If you try out that nasty Iron Hands fucking combo, you let us know. You give us a call. Let us know if it works. And for real, give us a call. We want to hear your beautiful voice.
That's right. So speaking about giving calls and sending mail, we've got our mailbag. So you want to dig inside and see what we got?
Oh yes.
Dig inside the bag deep.
Yeah, deep.
Charlie.
Zach.
I'm not gonna give his last name out because it's not cool. But Charlie actually, Charlie G. Charlie.
Yes. Isn't he Steel Magnolia's fan?
Steel Magnolia's fan. He actually sent us in.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Stud.
So Charlie sent us in his death card list to go over, and we talked about it. We actually, everybody here that's on the podcast or webcast actually talked it over, and we kind of looked it over, and we did have some constructive criticism we want to give you, Charlie. Just let you know, he sent us in a 2,000 point death guard list. It is he's using the Reaping Rite of War. So I'm gonna read out the list, and we're gonna, I guess, tell you some different aspects that probably need to change or what we think would work or what wouldn't work. So I guess we'll go over the first choice, that Legion Centurion in power armor with a refractor field as a Master of the Signal. How do you guys feel about that? I mean, I like Master of the Signal.
I think that's a pretty solid choice, especially on the 2,000 point list.
Yeah. And if he's going to be out in the open, I'd say give him Artificer Armor for 10 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like, well, I'll talk about it in a second, but he actually has a heavy support squad that he's going to pair him in there with. So I think he's using him attached to another unit.
For the added ballistic skill?
So for the Cognis Signum. So he's planning on bumping up another unit. So, I mean, solid choice on the console, on the Master of the Signal. Always, I would say, always consider Artificer Armor if you can get the extra points. Always consider it because you're always going to fight a fucking challenge against Jay. And it's like, what happened?
How
You
furious.
think you're gonna be okay, but you're not. You're not. You're gonna go in and die to a power sword.
But, it's still good against.
That's the worst feeling in the world.
Better
chainsword.
You're gonna die. So always, if you got the points, always get artificer armor. The console, if he's gonna hide in the unit, he might be all right. So he's also gonna take a Legion Praetor and Cataphracti Terminator armor with Combi Bolter and Power Weapon. He's gonna master. Oh, he's taking the Paragon Blade on it, and that's gonna be the Master of the Legion with the Reaping. So, I guess on that one, I think. I guess how do y'all feel about Praetors in a Cataphracti armor, Terminator armor?
For me personally, I would rather just have one in Artificer armor with an Iron Halo. I mean, I get the whole aesthetic feel of. I mean, I love the Cataphracti more than anything. They look sweet, but I mean, honestly, I think you get more out of having a Praetor in an Artificer armor, because you could join a smaller squad. You could put him in a 9-man squad in a drop pod, or whatever. Not in Death Guard in particular, but like I mean.
Plus to sweep. You want to be able to sweep them.
Yeah, exactly. That Paragon Blade is just the most nasty.
To do lunges.
Absolutely. Yeah. I actually did the same. I actually did the same thing in my fight against Michael earlier today, which I had a Praetor with a Paragon Blade and Artificer armor. I mean, it comes with Artificer armor already, so you're actually saving 10 points with the Iron Halo, and they move at the same speed. So I mean, it was in a squad of Death Shroud Terminators, and so I mean, I didn't do Cataphracti. I mean, the fluffiness, I guess, if you're going for it, is if you have them with some Grave Wardens or something, but honestly, like it's not necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks cool. That's
I know. So I mean, like it looks cool, but save yourself some points. Drop the Cataphracti armor. Maybe use some of those points to give your console Artificer armor. Like I
don't points. More and more I look at it, I'm looking at Praetors. It's like too fucking expensive, man. 100 points, you have to Praetor, and then if he's gonna count, like, I mean, okay, well maybe it's just
I agree with Zach. I think Praetors are worth it since you get more wounds, you get built-in Artificer armor, and you get built-in Master of the Legion.
Master of the Legion, like what?
You gotta have your God of War.
Not taking a Primarch. I mean,
play Mechanicum.
Yeah.
Special character. Okay.
Yeah, special character. I mean, special character Rite of Wars are awesome, but with the Praetor, like with the Cataphracti armor and the Paragon Blade, he's coming in at 170.
He got the Master Signal also, which is better than he's got a better bombard than
Typhon. Yeah.
I mean that's just right out. I'm sorry, Callous Typhon. You're cool and all, but the Master Signal's got a better.
We just lost a viewer.
Like, oh, this guy's talking crap about Typhon.
Get the fuck out of my house.
These nerds.
But honestly, I like the Praetor console Master Signal combo. Like I've read that before, and it's worked out. It worked out pretty well for me.
I've done that as well, Zach, and I can agree with Zach that it's a good combo.
So I guess on this one, Charlie, if you're out there listening right now, definitely drop the Cataphracti armor. Just leave the Artificer. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Don't get the Tech Marine to fix it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Drop it. Get the Iron Halo.
Get an Iron Halo, because you can always tank some invul saves with your Praetor. All right, so for his troops, he's running a Legion heavy support squad with autocannons and an augury scanner, which that's a good choice.
That's perfect. Right on.
Solid choice. The augury scanner for any deep strikers.
Don't leave home without it.
Yeah. Do what?
Don't leave home without it.
Yeah. Augury scanner and autocannons. It's a dirty combo. Playing a bunch of deep strikers. They actually make me think about where I'm gonna deep strike, because I know it's gonna fucking hurt. So.
Call and run is with Volkite Cold Errands or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like just deep striking like a tactical squad, or hell, even a terror squad right next to him. He's just. I was like, oh,
It's like,
wow, I'll just pick up all these. Thank you.
Can you roll before I put them down? Just so I know how much to get out of
Do
my.
I even need to set this, or do I just put the drop pod? What do we do here?
So,
But if he's planning to put his master signal with that heavy squad, then he doesn't need the augury scanner because that cognitive signal will do the same
true.
thing.
oh,
yeah.
Good catch.
Drop the augury scanner, buddy. And you're planning on. And yeah, 10 points are there. Artificer armor for the console.
There you go.
Look at that.
Problem
Look at that.
solved.
So we just bought you some artificer armor for your master of the signal.
Merry Christmas.
All right, you're welcome. Another one. So he's also got a. I think they're both loaded out the same. It's the Legion Tactical Squad with an additional chainsword and combat blade, with power fist on the sergeant and rad grenades. So
I think it's good.
So I think both. There's 2 units of that. Actually, no. The second unit has a power weapon, not a power fist. So, what do you else take on?
The rad grenades are fluffy, but I'd still like to have artificer armor on those sergeants.
I'm with him on that.
Yeah.
Artificer armor all day, and then issue challenges like a dick.
Yeah.
Just everybody just issue challenges out.
I'm with him. Go ahead, bud.
I like rad grenades. I think I like the concept of them, but I mean they're what I think is most beneficial is the artificer armor as opposed to them. If you can swing it.
See, like with Josh, I agree. Kind of more emphasizing what Josh said. Your tactical marine squads, they're not going to be huge in close combat, so I would say rad grenades are kind of wasted since they're not going to hit that hard in close combat to begin with.
Yeah, don't bank too much money on rad grenades. I mean, I think I played 2 games where my sergeants got iced when I just took power weapons, fighting another sergeant with a power fist and artificer armor.
Yeah.
I got iced twice, and I started realizing, okay, this is pretty common. I need big kid armor. So,
Yeah, I mean,
don't be afraid to spring for some artificer armor. What other game can you give Space Marines this much badass armor?
Yeah.
None.
Seriously, I mean, you could tank all day with that artificer armor sergeant. Like, I mean, think about it. They're banking on you rolling a 1, and sometimes you just don't roll a 1. I mean, sometimes it's just roll like me, but I mean, like you could have a guy literally hold up against like just a wailing amount of firepower, and I mean, and then the power fist. I mean, 15 points for a power fist is so unheard of outside of 30K. It's just like it's almost like, man, why am I not taking a power fist in every squad? Now it's then compared to is spending the points for a power fist worth it? I mean, heck yeah, I think power fist artificer armor is probably like the best combo you can have for a generic tactical squad.
Insurance all day.
Yeah.
It's insurance.
Yeah, basically, if you were running like something that it depended on, like a 20-man blob or something like that, where you invested a lot in, then I would maybe spring for the rad grenades. But other than that, just like you're filling your compulsory choices or whatever, then definitely to keep that squad alive. If you're gonna cap objectives or whatever, the artificer armor is a better choice.
Yeah, so it seems like the general consensus is drop the rad grenade, save yourself some points, and with those extra points, give your sergeants artificer armor and a power fist. If we find some other points somewhere.
5 points extra.
Yeah.
From the power to switch the power weapon to the power fist. I mean, probably dig something up.
Yeah.
I might even take it one step further and drop the extra close combat weapons from both squads, and that'll save you. That'll save you 40 points right there, because I think it's 2 points a model for an extra close combat weapon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would even take it. I would even take it one step further and just have them sit on backfield objectives with just shooting their bolters, honestly. Because with reaping, you're only going to move 6 inches a turn since you can't run. So trying to run them across the field to get into close combat, I don't even think it's worth it at that point.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Colin.
And
not in rhinos.
I mean, If you put them in rhinos, then sure, because
No.
then I would say do it. But then you don't have assault. You're not an assault vehicle, so you're gonna still even be setting a turn out in the open before you can charge something.
Yeah, definitely.
So sounds good. So drop the rad grenades, pick up artificer armor, and you don't need the extra chainsword or combat blade. And unless you're fighting like hardcore like melee armies, I guess.
I mean, I would say definitely if he wants to still take the close combat weapons, just chain out your bolter for a close combat weapon, and then just take the bolts, pistol, close combat weapon, and save the points from taking the additional one, unless you really want to.
I mean, here's the thing. Here's what I
that much. then do it. Swap them out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here's the way I look at it, right? If you're fighting a close combat army, like for me, just buy them like my terror squads. They're really meant to get close combat. You're generally not going to win that, even if you have the extra close combat weapon.
Yeah.
You're not going to win that fight. You know what I mean? So you think about it this way: it's like they're meant to be more of they're meant to be more
objective
of like
holders.
Yeah, they're objective holders, or they're more meant to shoot you. I mean, that's what that whole right of war is about, right? So that's just the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah. If you play Ryan, just like lay down on the ground and just get in the fetal position. Just get in the fetal position.
Wait for the raping.
Don't even take your models out.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing? What are you even trying to put things on the table, man? You're wasting time.
You're gonna play? Oh.
No, you're not.
Why'd you bring a sword?
Really? Well, why? All right. So the next unit he's got up on the list is a Legion Tactical Support Squad. I guess these are the bare bones. So
yeah, they come with the flamers.
They come with flamers. Yeah.
He put chem munitions on them. So
they've read gets hot flamers.
And they're in a rhino. They're in a rhino though.
It's worth doing, I think. It's a solid unit.
Hey, so how does get hot work if you're inside the rhino shooting out of it?
It's still on the model. So with a template weapon for gets hot, you roll a d6 per model. Same thing if you're firing a plasma cannon. You roll a d6 on a 1, it doesn't fire, and you take a wound. On a 2+, you just fire the template normal.
Okay, so if you're firing out of the fire points, are you taking the wound, or are you taking a whole point?
No, it's still the Marines firing the gun. So the Marines would take the whole point, not the vehicle.
Okay, fair enough.
How many points is he saving taking the tactical support compared to a heavy squad with heavy flamers?
I don't. Josh or Zach, can heavy support Marines even take heavy flamers for Death Guard? I think that's only salamanders.
No, I don't believe so. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at them. Heavy flamers.
Why wouldn't they be able to?
Not sports squad, but heavy squad can do it.
Yeah, heavy support squad.
Heavy support squad.
Yeah, I thought all of them could take flamer. You can't.
What does chem munitions do for you?
It's shred and gets hot. Yeah.
Oh, that's
and
dope.
Gets shred and gets hot.
Yeah.
I was about to ask Colin, like, have you actually had any success with shred with ammunition? Because it's kind of difficult. It's like a last. I mean, if you're fluffy, you always want to. If it's like heavy bolter or heavy flamer, you know, I'd opt for the heavy flamer just because I'm Death Guard and I feel like
I'd love to shit acid on people.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds awesome.
But how's your success been?
No, I've thought about running support squads with all flamers and drop pods. I have not gotten to do that yet, but it seems good. I don't know. The only times I've actually run the shred flamers is on the Death Shroud because they come with a base, and whenever I've actually gotten to hit something with the flamers, it's done decent. Though I'd imagine with Strength 4 over the Strength 3 hand flamers that Death Shroud have, I think the tactical support squad would do a lot better. So one thing I am seeing though is that if he does take the close combat weapons off of one of his squads or both of the squads, he could actually upgrade the tactical support squad to a heavy support squad with heavy flamers.
25 points.
And then he could take the heavy flamers with chem munitions for the heavy support squads, which I think would do much better. Since now you're Strength 5 of shred, which I think would actually do a lot more damage.
That's gnarly and dirty.
Yeah.
Still hot as fuck. Still gets hot. Still burns you. Still gonna burn the shit out.
Roll that one. You get to re-roll that.
Don't roll the one.
I've never really success with it except against Alfarius. I think the Rhino driver did Alfarius.
Yep.
So sounds good, guys.
Hey, so wait, it gets hot on the wound, right?
You roll each weapon.
Yeah, you'd roll 5 dice for each model, or 1 dice for each model, so 5 total.
No, it'll yeah, you roll 1 dice for each person that's shooting against hot weapon, and then they get to fire their template. All right, so that's let's like where I guess the consensus on this is going into your. Let me see if he has any.
I like him being I like him like delivering his guys in a transport. That's
how many heavy sports do y'all get? 4?
Well, the heavy
with the reaping,
we get 3, but heavy sport like heavy sport squads count as troops choice with the reaping.
Oh, so yeah, totally drop that tactical squad and get you. Okay, so it makes sense. So consensus is drop the tactical support squad and get you a
heavy support squad.
Yep. You've got to drop some points up elsewhere, which I would say take off the additional close combat weapon to do so.
So trim some power. So sounds good. So those are your troop choices. Going into the elite section, he's got an apothecary detachment with
always good,
and he's got an augury scanner on the apothecary.
Augury scanner on apothecary. Like I guess is that guy? I guess he's running with the tactical.
He wants to put the apothecary with the tactical support squad in their rhino.
Or you can go with the heavy support squad.
Yeah, so
I disagree.
Yeah, no, put him with the heavy support squad so if shit gets hot.
Yeah, I disagree with that for the fact that if you're in flamer range, you're probably in charge range, which
yeah, you're right.
Flamers are absolutely kind of negated. I think.
Yeah, I would totally drop that though.
Really? I don't know.
You could put them with a normal tactical squad, and I don't know if this works right, if this would work, but when they intercept with a tactical squad, because tactical squads can't take augury scanners, but if you put this apothecary with them, couldn't they Fury the Legion with interceptor? Because they haven't moved on that turn.
You're getting too deep. You're getting too deep.
Yeah.
I thought it.
Yeah, I guess that's too much in-depth analysis.
That only works if they drop a drop pod full of dudes. I guess take out your tactical squad, which really isn't a prime target.
Yeah, exactly.
That motherfucker's gonna die.
I mean,
I'm gonna kill a 10-man squad over there.
Yeah,
it's on objective or something, and they're trying to clear it out.
Yeah.
It's
though,
situation.
Though I would say if he's set on keeping the apothecary with the heavy support squad now instead of the Legion or the support squad, I would say get rid of the augury scanner, unless because I don't think the intercept's going to work that well with flamers unless they're dropping literally right next to you, which I don't think. I think most opponents would realize, oh, heavy flamers with intercept, I'll just land right out of range to not get hit by heavy flamers.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
so save your 5 points there.
How much does the augury scanner?
I think it's 5 points.
5 points for apothecary.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 points for the apothecary saved right there. So.
There you go. You can put that towards the power fist for the second tactical squad.
Or artificer for the apothecary.
I think saved him like upwards of 60 points already. So he's like, he's got a whole rapier.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, so that's the first elite choice. Second elite choice he's got on deck is the Contemptor Dreadnought Talon with a melty gun and a multi-melta. So he's got the melta gun in the hand.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah.
If I was gonna go with the Contemptor and it's kind of without dropping him in, I would try to go for the what's the Mortis?
Hold on one second.
Mike, are we on here? No?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're
I'm gonna do like a singing interlude about.
We already have.
Sorry, my cat. She
She mounted Josh.
some mad beat.
Hey Ryan, I just want to say this is more like your room here with the mattresses in the back. I mean, that's what I was picturing, right? Mattresses.
You like this one? This is more.
Yeah, hell yeah. Can you make the blood flow up the walls?
You guys just don't see what I'm sitting in. This chair is actually made from human.
Let me talk about.
I'm trying to go big with it. I'm starting. I have an eBay. I have an Etsy account about it.
I figured there'd be a poster of you in full drag in the background, though, but I can only hope, yeah. Can I get a signed picture of you in drag?
Yeah, I was thinking about wearing that for the show. But I figured I'll get to the next one. Oh, I want to get anybody too excited.
Back to the Contemptor. The Contemptor with a melt-a-gun hand and a multi-melt.
Celery hand.
See, the problem here is, though, I've definitely already pointed this out amongst each other. You put your Dreadnought in a drop pod.
Right. They can't with them.
So he's got the reaping.
Yeah, so the reaping Rite of War disallows any deep striking units.
So, unfortunately, Charlie, you cannot do that.
No, it's
So,
Like in the most simple of terms.
so how can we?
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
no,
Good.
like definitely a dreadnought. Dreadnought's always good, and they can march up. But
I see what you're trying to do with it. You're trying to put it in the Dreadnought. It has a multi-melta, a melta. You're gonna stick it directly.
Whatever.
It's a smart thing. That's a smart thing to do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
you just have to choose a different Rite of War. Which in this case, I don't know if did he use all of his heavy support choices?
He used 3 of them. Yeah.
Okay.
But we'll get to that. We'll get there.
Yeah, but basically, either choose a different Rite of War, or you're going to have to think of a different delivery system for your Dreadnought, which there isn't.
So, does anybody right now run Foot Slug and Dreadnought?
I put mine in a drop pod. He's salt based, but he's still in a drop pod with a melted gun.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the price difference from the Contemptor to a Mortis? Like, what are we looking at?
A Contemptor Mortis or a normal Mortis Dreadnought?
Normal Mortis.
The normal Mortis? I want to say the normal Mortis. I actually got my book with me right here, and I'll look it up real quick. A normal Mortis is 125.
Yeah.
Books.
Yeah, so I've got my book right here.
Danny.
Ryan, for the win!
I'm just pull it up right quick. I never leave home without it.
All right, so
Put the Dreadnought in the freaking Thunderhawk.
The Legion Mortis is 125.
Yeah, the Mortis is 125.
Yeah, the Contemptor Mortis is 155. So, I mean, what's a regular Contemptor? I mean, that's 20 points less than a regular Contemptor Dreadnought. If he takes a Contemptor Mortis, and he'll take, say he wants two carries, assault cannons. I mean, it's 50 more points, so at 205.
I think he was trying to go anti-armor with this guy, though.
Yeah, I mean, but even 12 rending shot, strength 6 rending shots are not bad for anti-tank either.
Mm-hmm.
The Curious is pretty staple for me, really.
Mm-hmm.
Dreadnought goes.
you're gonna have a good time if you just take twin carries. I mean, it's gonna be a good time. It's so versatile. You're taking a melt-a-gun, so you're planning on killing one thing.
Right.
You're not going to be able to sneak up behind him like you wanted. So if you want to take a Dreadnought, put him in a position where he can do something, because you're not going to want to run a dual close combat weapon Dreadnought up the field. So if he's just going to die, or he's going to be really disappointed. He's going to have a bad day.
Yeah.
He's not going to make it to the party.
I really think that in his list, though, this was his Death Star. This was his takeout anti-armor, and so we'd have to find some kind of other anti-armor unit for him.
Estus Ram or Lightning. There you go.
Ram things into stuff. That's a good idea. I like that. I like the Ram. The Cestus Ram is pretty badass.
What, man? All day long.
So just go buy it.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah. See if
Go
your
buy
buddies
it
are
right
crazy.
now.
They're contemptor for the Ram.
Solid trade, man. It's even.
So, okay, so you got to drop the Dreadnought drop pod, and
if you're gonna have an anti-armor Dreadnought, then you're not gonna slug it across the field.
I mean, he can give the Contemptor 2 last cannon.
That's what I was gonna suggest.
That's
last cannon.
Sure, yeah.
The
For, what, 215?
that's
If you took the Contemptor Mortis with 2 last cannons, I think it's 185.
that's
No.
pretty expensive. I mean, if he's dropping the drop pod, it's going to save him points.
5 points.
65 points.
Yeah, but it answers anything. It does.
Yeah.
And then you've also got the helical targeting array. So now you've got a Dreadnought that also has a Interceptor and Skyfire with 2 last cannons.
Perfect.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, now you don't even have to worry about flying crap. Unless you're fighting Michael, which is support.
Basically, maybe just a Daredeo.
Yeah, and you can even convert this up. Just take your Spartan, chop off the sides, and chop off one side. Yeah, you're good. Just turn them sideways.
Yeah.
Great idea.
You're not even using it. You're not even using it. So there you go. So I think they were going there. So the next thing he's got on the list is this is actually 2 Legion Rapier weapon battery with quad mortars. You're the bad boys. 2.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's money. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love quad mortars.
actually, if
Yeah.
if you're gonna,
They kill everything.
Mhm.
They're awesome.
I think it would be good if you put the apothecary with this unit.
Ooh.
can you?
Yeah. I don't know if you can.
No, you can't.
No, you can't. If you could, it'd be awesome.
Primaris Medicae.
But you can't.
Yeah.
You can put the what do you call it?
Master of Signal with them.
Yeah.
Get one
Yeah.
more and then throw Master Signal with them. That'd be good.
If I was gonna put a Master Signal, I would make 3 of them. I would have.
Yeah.
You could use those augury scanners on the sergeants, on the heavy support sergeant, or the apothecary.
Yeah, I would take the Master of the Signal, put him with the quad mortar squad. That way, because they're not twin link, as much as you wish they were, but bump that shit up to 5.
Quad mortars with Sunder are infinitely superior to autocannon. With strength 7, it's strength 8 versus strength 7. Thunder, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's gnarly.
So yeah, definitely that's a strong, solid unit. Keep it in there. So we're good with that. Thing on the list. A Legion Terminator squad in Cataphracti Terminator armor, and they've got a Chain Fist, 10 munitions, 1 Heavy Flamer, and 3 Lightning Claws. So that's 3 Lightning Claws, a Chain Fist, and a Heavy Flamer. And the Sergeant has a Thunderhammer. I don't know how that works.
Yeah. The sergeant can take a Thunderhammer.
This is a regular Legion Terminator squad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you guys feel about that? I mean, there's nothing in here to transport them.
Yeah, okay. Then I wouldn't use them if there's nothing transporting because you're not close to that flamer.
They're gonna die.
Yeah, they're gonna die. But I mean, my thing is about that. If you can find points for transport, I could see using that because you kind of have a utilitarian unit.
You'd have to get a Land Raider though, and I don't know.
It's a Spartan or Land Raider for sure. A Proteus. A Proteus.
Even a Proteus, I mean, 200 points, you won't be able to assault at it unless you pay the 50 points, right? Or
Yeah. So it really looks like you're planning on with the Heavy Flamer and the Chain Fits and Lightning Claws. This isn't a shooting Terminator armor, guys.
So a Phobos.
Yeah, it's just
Make the move for a Phobos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go find a used eBay called a Phobos, and I don't know. You got to clear out another 250 points though.
He could. I would probably drop the Contemptor at that point. Yeah. and that would get you majority of the points there. Dropping the Dreadnought, the Contemptor, and the drop pod it's in, that pretty much gets you the 250 points almost for the Land Raider at that point.
The drop pod's gone. So.
Yeah, you said Sam made a good point. You're dropping the Contemptor, and the 2 Twinly glass cannons you're losing, you're getting it back with the claws. So
yeah, there you go.
Skyfire, you're not getting the Skyfire, but
they're still twin linked at least.
I would consider. I mean, I understand lightning claws, the appeal of a lightning claw, but I mean, even then, you could save some points dropping them just back to power axes or something like that. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Lightning calls are fun, though. I mean,
Yeah. My only suggestion, though, if he wants to keep the lightning claws on there, my tactic suggestion is do not send them against another Terminator unit or any 2+ armor unit.
Those are dead Terminators.
Those are some dead Terminators. They're gonna make a lot of noise. It's gonna sound horrible, but nothing.
Yeah, I mean, if he's still got his Lord in there, and with Paragon Blade, those guys. So I mean, you at least have some kind of unit in there.
Yeah, you have Chain Fist and you have a Thunderhammer as well. You're right. I mean, I give Sam, like I said, he could take out all attack squad with relative ease with that unit.
Can either of those guys have the rad grenades?
No, he didn't. I mean, he put K munitions, but no rad grenades.
But can the Praetor?
Yeah, any character, independent character, can take rad grenades. I would say put rad grenades on the Praetor for sure.
Yeah.
Lightning claws.
If you're running him with that Terminator squad.
But if you're running with them,
I would just keep the Praetor with the Paragon Blade, and I'd run the rest with Power Fist or Chain, possibly if you got the power to do that.
Yeah.
And then that way they're anti-armor and they have they can issue challenges, they can deal with that, whatever. Ditch the Thunderhammer and take the Paragon Blade that's with this Sergeant. So.
Yeah, the Sergeant has the 10 points for the Thunderhammer on his Cataphracts.
Does anybody run Terminators right now? Just barebone Terminator?
I mean,
I run them sometimes. If I run a 10-man squad, I'll do 5 guys with power axes, and then 4 guys with power fists, and then 1 chain fist. If I'm going for a 10-man squad.
I'm a big fan of the combi meltas for Terminator squads. If I can deep strike them, I'm a big fan of that. Just a 5-man squad deep striking in with power axes and a comp with 5 combi meltas.
Hey, Colin. Today I ran a Death Guard list against Michael. I ran the Death Shrouds. I just wanted to see how they held up as like a tanking unit capping objectives. Do you run any Death Shrouds?
I always used to run a big Death Star, if you could call it that, a 10-man Death Shroud squad with a Primus Medicae and a Praetor in there, and inside a Spartan, of course, to deliver them. And they usually do pretty well. My only thing is that I've started to notice they don't fare well against other Terminators because they only have strength 5 weapons, but they're unwieldy, and they're 2 wounds. It seems nice, but on paper, but then when you're charging against other Terminator units who have 4+ invulns and power fists, your 2 wounds don't mean jack shit, unfortunately. Yeah. Which is what I've started. I've kind of started moving away from Death Shroud somewhat, and I've actually started looking at Grave Wardens, who seem a little more points efficient and a little cooler, actually. Though I'll still run Death Shroud, though, because Death Shroud are just awesome models in general.
Yeah, that's basically what I did. I put him right in the middle. I was going to go take objectives and set him right there, and he ignored them.
I ignored the shit. Like both sides of the ball. I was like, let me just move my guys over here. No, don't worry about that.
Yeah, you don't want to leave Death Shroud out in the open because they'll get shot up. I mean, like, they have 2+ armor saves, but straight crack missiles and stuff like that. Like, 1 failed 1. Okay, cool. I just pulled a model, even though it's got 2 wounds.
So I guess in this point for Charlie's list on that Terminator squad, would y'all say maybe convert them over to Death Shroud or Grave Warden
would be a better choice.
I like Grave Wardens really better.
I think he already has 3 though.
He's already got 3 heavy supports with his. So I would say keep normal Terminators are still worth it. I would say they can fight against other Terminators, but I would say look into a couple more Power Fists, and maybe instead of the Heavy Flamer, I would say maybe shave the points off and put that towards making sure you can get your Land Raider into the list.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Or Combi Plasmas, or Meltas. You take Combi Plasmas, shoot them at the Terminator unit, soften them up, and then send in your guys to close combat them so you can take out bigger Terminator units. Say like you're facing off a 10-man blob or something like that, and you can soften them up.
Sounds good. So try and get him a transport. If you can't get him a transport, then combi weapons.
Guns and let them shoot.
Get him some guns so they can shoot.
I got a question about the rad grenades. Let's say the Praetor has rad grenades, and then the Terminator squad has rad grenades. The Sergeant does.
Baby.
Can they split and both assault a unit? Will it drop, since it's from two separate things, will it drop them down by two?
They don't stack. It's only one use, so it'll be -1.
Even if it's from two separate. Okay.
If you take the Death Guard relic, they do stack. So the Barbarous Thurible, or however you pronounce it, then it would stack. So you'd be at -2 toughness.
Okay.
Yeah, and that counts for instant death too, right?
Yeah.
Instant death, dude.
You're like the crypt keeper.
Yeah.
Inside.
Pimp slapped to death.
You pimp slapped my head off.
Guards are a threat.
Yeah. So I guess the next unit here is, okay, we're moving into heavy support now. Legion Predator Strike Armored Squadron. He's got a Legion Predator tank with Dozer Blade and an Executioner Plasma Cannon. Oh shit.
Right away, I will say the Dozer Blade is worthless because since you're taking the Reaping, you get moved through cover and automatically pass dangerous terrain tests anyway.
Concur.
Put that.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Well played.
Yeah.
Well played.
The Executioner cannon is, or the Plasma cannon's awesome.
Yes.
So-
It doesn't get hot. It destroys whatever it lands on.
Mm-hmm.
Just basically, it's a threat. They gotta keep.
Oh yeah.
You just can't let that thing live. So,
That's what you send after enemy Terminators, and let your Terminators attack the puny tactical Marines.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, hell, you can give it last cannon sponsons, and it's the threat to heavy armor too.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's a good unit. That's a solid tank to take.
All right, so keep that bad boy in the list, Charlie.
Oh yeah.
Those blades.
It's an awesome looking model if he's got the Demos pattern too.
Yeah. Big old
One of them coming.
So next thing on the list is Legion Sikaran Battle Tank.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Auto take.
Oh,
Barebow.
Nothing to discuss.
Yeah. Solid.
Very good.
Maybe Armored Ceramite if he doesn't already have it.
He does not have it, but I mean,
He doesn't have the last cannons on there, right?
do y'all really? I mean, no, he doesn't have blast cannons. on it.
I always put the last.
I never take armored ceramite personally. I save the points. I mean, if it's gonna die, it's gonna die, right? They're gonna place weapon point.
Every game a Sikaran's gonna die. I mean, you're gonna take a Sikaran, it's gonna die.
That's not true. That's not true.
It's dead. Armored
Ceramite dies.
Did it die? Did it die? Yeah. I take land speeders. It's gotta die.
I mean, generally, if they're gonna drop a drop pod next to it, okay.
I would, if you got the extra points, I'd put the last cannons on it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Does the normal Sikaran come with a pencil-mounted weapon?
The heavy bolter.
The heavy.
Yeah.
Does it come with a heavy bolter? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going after infantry, I'd probably say save the points and just get heavy bolters and make it pure infantry DACA, but I think your list is probably lacking more anti-armor, so I'd say, yeah, take the last cannons in this case.
I would definitely
Point upgrade.
the Sikaran, the rending, the extra D3 penetration.
That's true. Yeah.
This scenario is better than the AP for the rending. In this list. But I usually always take the last cannons. I just prefer. I like something to be removed when I fire a last cannon.
I like last cannons. They make me happy.
Yeah. Solid unit.
Yeah, love the Sikaran.
Yeah. And then last thing he's got on the list is a Legion Vindicator with a Machine Spirit upgrade. That one was pretty interesting.
It's a cool tank. I mean, it's good in 30K. I mean,
I've had success with running them. Very
I don't know
early
if I would have the Machine Spirit on it. I understand you could probably snap fire.
I would do it.
Would you?
Yeah.
Move 12 and then fire.
Snap, or in case, that makes sense.
Also, if you take a hit from it and you suffer a crew stun result where you're forced to snap fire, you can still move and fire that gun normally with the Machine Spirit. So I would do it.
You're right.
That tank with move through cover, moving 12 inches, and Machine Spirit. It's basically like a fucking skimmer.
That's a good idea.
Wow. So basically, then you have an effective 36-inch range, strength 10 AP2 blast template, large blast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you're slinging some.
Nothing is safe.
You're dropping that pop plate.
Anywhere.
Yeah, okay. You're right. His heavy support's pretty solid.
You're doing really good on your heavy support, bro.
Some great heavy support work there, bro.
But the armor is there.
Yeah, I mean you're.
And flyers. Flyers would be a problem.
That's why he's got those artery scanners on his flamers, bro. You know how scary that shit is? It's just flying in.
Can't pin me, but it looks scary.
Fucking terrible. It's a fucking torrent. So
overall, I mean, there's some rules that it needs to definitely adjust for.
I think he can get away with anti-air with his Sakaran.
Mm-hmm.
But anti-tank, that list is hurting. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, but.
Well, if he's taking the a Land Raider in the list, you've got two twin link glass cannons, which are pretty decent, and then don't forget the Vindicator strength 10 AP2 large blast is pretty good anti-tank.
Especially if you can get a cluster of land speed as Michael.
Yeah, that's possible. As long as they don't jinx.
Man, I just gotta say that my two go-to units that are all-purpose, I think, are both the quad mortars, which he's got, but the Deredeo I have to go with is pretty all-purpose, I think. As far as the thunder shots and the Skyfire and Interceptor, it's pretty good. You know, as far as to make a well-rounded. You know.
Something to do with too.
So if you're gonna take a Dreadnought, take a Dorito.
And I guess I didn't even think about it. The demolition cannon is armor bane as well, so there's another plus. Yeah. I mean, not armor bane, ordnance. Sorry, ordnance.
Yeah.
Whoa,
sorry.
Well, you're breaking new boundaries in 30K awesomeness here.
I know, right?
Yeah, but the ordnance rule helps with anti-armor.
Yeah.
2d6 take the highest, so yeah, I think he's all right in armor, but yeah, I could see him needing more armor.
So if you're in the market for some Forge World orders, I know Christmas is already passed. Maybe you can get yourself some New Year's presents. Pick up a Deredeo and a Land Raider. Probably the Land Raider first, just so you can use those Terminators in something. I think it'd be good to go, Charlie. Looks like you got a pretty good starter list there. You just need some things to.
Couple tweaks and it'd be really good.
Yeah. And then hey, if you're gonna sell that Dreadnought drop pod, if you want to sell it to Colin,
yes.
He's been looking for one. If they're gonna be taking a lot of reaping, then just go and email him. He'll
We're pretty good.
Nah, he had to go. So that's it, man. That's it for the mailbag. We got that one list in, and if you want us to go over your list, man, send it in to us. We're always glad to help.
So we'll pick it apart.
We will, yeah, we'll help you out.
Yeah. Hey, you made it stronger, right? That's what they're looking for.
Just sell all your shit and buy new shit.
Send us your shit.
Sell it all to everyone. Sell to us. We'll take it.
We'll pick it apart and then ask you to buy it for stupid cheap. So, all All right, guys. That's all we got. I think the next segment's the wrap up. What else can we say, really? I mean, it was a good time. I guess we could say that we had. Anything else any of you guys want to add, or anything y'all want to get out there before we go?
I would say for our viewers at home, if they have a specific unit they would want us to look at in the next podcast, I would say definitely email us and ask us what we think about the certain unit or how we would best implement that unit in a list.
Yeah, if you want us to whack off a unit, let us know. We'll do it. We'll whack it the fuck off, guys.
All you
it's our specialty. We're good at this.
Yeah.
No one whacks like us.
So, sounds good, guys. So if you there's a couple ways to get a hold of us. If you go to the Forgotten Legion 30k at gmail.com, that's our email address. You can send us in your list. We'll go over it. If you have a unit you want us to whack off, we'll just every time I say that, it's so funny. If you just want to, if you want to email it, or you can actually call us and it'll go straight to our voicemail. And we check these voicemails. We've gotten stupid ones so far. It's not worth it.
Redneck mullet fights.
Yeah.
Got any rednecks fighting?
It's
mullets though.
If you also got your favorite Primarch that you'd like to be featured in the I Love the Primarchs segment, I would be happy to do that for you. We'll come up with something silly and we'll talk about your Primarch.
we'll talk about. I don't know. I feel like a lot of like early 2000 shows are gonna be coming. I don't know if it's 80s and 90s shit.
Hey, I've got the 2000 shows covered.
Yeah, dude.
How about Fulgrim and Grace?
No, man. That's Lorgar. I think. I was thinking more Fulgrim PI is.
Fulgrim PI. That's a good one.
Oh, that's so good.
Private's investigator.
Private.
Or Gilliman, Texas Ranger.
Gilliman, dude, whoa.
That's awesome.
There you go.
Gilliman, Texas Ranger. Oh man, I bet Gilliman has drop kicked one motherfucker in his life. I wish Simon was here so he could tell us.
As long as he's not fighting another Primarch, right?
Oh, yeah.
Bridges didn't hear that whole segment on Curse.
No, I know. I missed it. I'm going to have to go back and watch it now.
It's forever on the internet, thank God.
Oh, thank God. I'm gonna watch it. I can't believe I missed that.
Annals of time.
So anyway, guys, if you have some suggestions, email us. Once again, that's the Forgotten Legion 30k at gmail.com. Or you can call us at 814-2-TFL30k. That's pretty dope, I know.
And remember, stay away from the sugar-free candies, okay?
They'll make you shit.
And kill your friend.
All right, guys. We'll catch you later. Y'all have a good one.